go to war with a better group of men.
End zone throw. Touchdown. T. Higgins.
Time for me to take over.
Inside the 20 with a block. Mixon, and that's going to be a Bengals touchdown.
Time to do it again.
Burrow on second down with time. Can't find anyone. And now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it. Wow. And takes it all the way for a Bengals touchdown. 70 yards.
We're going to keep fighting through adversity. It's not going to be perfect every time.
Field looking for Devontae Adams. It is picked off by Awuzie. His first interception as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals.
We're just going to keep getting better and better and better. Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for die-hard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie, and we're here today with the live play-by-play. Obviously, the Bengals taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, but we also are coming to you guys at 4 o'clock. We normally come at 1 o'clock, but obviously we got a later game today. So this is an interesting dynamic, right? Because got red zone on. The Lions currently down 10-13 against the Browns with 1:54 left. The Chicago Bears ahead thanks to Andy Dalton right now, right? So we've got some interesting things going on right now. Nick Chubb just bust off a long run there. Looks like the Cleveland Browns should escape that one. But that is kind of a weird game for them. 13-10, not what you like to see. But Andy Dalton is, like somebody said in the comments, is looking like the Ravens killer. Like, he's had success against them before, and he's continuing to have that success against the Ravens right now, up 13-9 with 1 minute and 41 seconds left here. Looks like they're going for a 2-point conversion here. So I'm waiting for the Bengals game to come on. They are still not showing it so far. I don't know why it's not showing so far on my stream here. Okay, they're just now starting it up. So they're getting ready here. But this is going to be a close game, as you can see with the predicting thing here from ESPN, courtesy of them, the matchup predictor. It's very tight. They've got it going either way here, as you can see on the screen. Bears scored 14-9 with 2 minutes. Let me see who else is in here. My man Aquila the Great, shout out to you, bro. Somebody else said they're watching Red Zone. I might have to keep it on Red Zone for a little bit. I think you guys know I always have 2 streams kind of going. So I'm going to pull up my secondary site, keep the Bengals game on the main one as usual. So let's see what's going on. We got to see how those shake out because that's the division right there. These were games that we really didn't expect the other teams to really lose going in. And then you have Lamar Jackson out, which was kind of a shocker to a lot of people this morning. Also, Marquise Hollywood Brown was also out. So we had a lot of surprises. And honestly, the Detroit game, I didn't expect that one to be as close as it is right now. Baker Mayfield with 2 picks in that game, 1 touchdown. Seems like their offensive woes, even without OBJ, are still continuing, right? So that is concerning, but a win is a win. That's the most important thing, is come out of these games with a win. As Bengals fans, we already know that. That's been our motto for the whole season. Doesn't matter how ugly it is. You really just want to come out with a dub. But in other crazy things going on, the Texans look like they're going to end up beating the Titans here. But this is an important game for the Bengals. Like, really, I kind of put it on Twitter. I said it earlier. And that was just based off of some research that I did. Like, really, it comes down to, and kind of doing some analyzing and looking into the future a little bit with 538. The most important thing is if they can get just 2 wins these 2 weeks in a row, that's just major for them, right? But it starts here. It starts with the 1-0. We had Jamar Chase's father on. He talked about the LSU motto of 1 game at a time, try to go 1-0. So they start today trying to go 1-0. But this is going to be a tough game. You talk about Derek Carr and this Raiders offense. You talk about the Bengals offense. Both of these guys have struggled on third down in terms of each team statistically. But I think the Bengals really get back to what they were doing earlier in the season. And honestly, and when I say earlier in the season, I mean with the explosive plays, But I think that they're going to do something that they haven't done really all season, which is start to be more consistent. The one thing that I will say about Zach that I like about Zach is that he's always looking to improve any kind of weakness. We saw it with the offensive line, I believe his first year or second year with the bye week where they made those adjustments, or the run game, in terms of the run game with the offensive line. And he really vastly improved that running offense and those issues that they had. Hopefully he can do that with this Bengals offense, who's really just struggled on second down. And just with the play calling in general, it's at times been predictable, not all the time, right? But sometimes the defenses kind of easily stop some of the things that the Bengals are doing. So you're hoping today that they get more consistent there. And then they got to be more consistent on defense. I think that'll come if the offense is more consistent. I think it's also a product of the defense being on the field majority of the time in these games. And that just simply can't happen. And also when the defense gives you turnovers or good field position, you got to be able to cash in on it. So that's what we're looking forward to here. I'm still flipping in between red zone and here. Somebody said the Bears almost had an interception, so I wasn't able to see that. I'm going back to red zone real quick. Let's see. It's third down here for the Ravens, 48 seconds left. And they're at the 23 of the Bears, so they're gonna have to score a touchdown. It's not a game where they can rely on Justin Tucker, right? And so Tyler Huntley incomplete on 4th and 2, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like Duvernay. So let's see. Game is about to start. All right, we're about to get back to the Bengals game. Let's get it cracking. Shout out to my man Al Mack. Good look on that, bruh. Good look on that. So you guys already know what time it is. We're going to go live on Facebook too. I thought that we were already live on Facebook. Let's see. Let's do that. Hopefully I can get this going live on Facebook. All right. Well, we're not going to go live on Facebook. It is what it is. But we're going to get this going. Who they? Let's see. What up, Fig? Or Fi? What's up, everybody in the chat? As you guys know, please hit that subscribe button. Please make sure that you leave something in the comments. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. Once we get to that, we're giving away a free jersey of your choice. We will go ahead and get you any jersey that you want off of Fanatics, so it's not going to be a fugazi. Looks like Darius Phillips is back to receive here. So we're going to get things going. It looks like Cincinnati is scheduled to receive the ball coming out here. So we're going to get to see our offense immediately. So that is actually a good aspect. Super chats are open. We will try to get to those as well. It's going to be a touchback, and here comes Joe Burrow in that Bengals offense. Somebody please keep an eye on the other games. I have red zone up, but obviously I'm going to be talking specifically about our game. But here comes Joe Burrow. He's got 20 passing touchdowns, tied for 4th in the NFL, tied for most in the NFL on interceptions. So that's been another thing that we've consistently talked about, is getting those interceptions down. But honestly, about 3 of those aren't really legit interceptions. Like, I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but some of them were tapped at the line, and some of them, one of them, I believe, should have been a fumble. It's just been some weird ones. But here goes Joe, and they come out under center. Chase goes in motion here, and it's a fake to Joe Mixon, and it's actually a screen pass to Drew Sample on first down. Sample, I like that play call there. Bengals, I think they talked about potentially were running a little too much on first down. That picks up a gain of 3 there. So now you got a 2nd and 7 here. You got Hakeem Adeniji once again starting at the right guard, Riley Reef at tackle, Trey Hopkins at center, Quentin Spain at left guard, Jonah as well. And then you got the MIGOS, CJ Uzomah, and Joe Mixon. That's going to start off the offense. Right now, the Bengals are coming out under center, 2 tight end formation. Joe Mixon in the backfield. Might be a run here. Looks like Jamar goes in motion. There's a fake to Jamar, and Mixon is kind of stuffed at the line of scrimmage there. Now, the Raiders are not really good when it comes to run defense, just based off of this season, right? They've led at I think they're like 24th or something like that in the NFL on defense, but they were ready for that one. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and 6. I think that the Bengals can still kind of get this, given the weapons that they have, and it's really important for them to really try to get off here and convert this and keep these drives moving. This has been one of the issues for them, is not really having success on 2nd down, and then they get into these 3rd and mediums where they kind of get predictable, but we'll see what happens. Joe's here, shotgun look. Mixon goes out to the left. Joe moves up. Joe sees open green. He's going to take it for the 1st down on the scramble. Would like to see him slide a little bit. Joe gets up, gives a little celebration there, keeps the drive moving. So that's good for the Bengals there. What up? What up? Where's Zim? Zim does not do this show. So Zim, I know there's a lot of confusion sometimes. So New Stripe City is my channel. Zim has his own YouTube channel, Zim Hude. But Zim's biggest following is really on Instagram. So he has his own Instagram. He does lives during the game, so you can watch those right now. So with my content, I do like these live streams. I do film breakdowns. I do all kinds of things. But then me and Zim's podcast, The Orange is the New Black, stream on both of our YouTube channels. And so that's why you guys kind of see him on the channel as well. And so probably after this, you'll probably see him on here, but you can subscribe to either one of our YouTube channels and get the Orange is the New Black podcast. That's just where it kind of took off. So you'll see my content here mostly, but it will feature that stuff. I also feature the other YouTube channel I have that's called AFC North Talk. I actually put those videos on my channel as well, but in the playlist section. So you'll find them there on the main channel. And Joe's going to drop back here on 2nd and 6. It's incomplete to CJ Uzomah, who was almost kind of in triple coverage there. The Raiders, they like to play zone. That middle was open for them last week of that defense, so it makes sense why the Bengals would want to attack it there. All right, so we got 3rd and 6 here. And here we go. This is a big down here for the Bengals. Joe comes out. Looks like a shotgun look. He's got Perrine in the backfield, Perrine in the backfield. And we've got a stacked look to the left, to the right, and then it looks like Jamar Chase to the left. And it's going to be a sack there, and it's a fumble, and there's a turnover there by the Raiders. I don't know if it's still live. It looks like it's still live, and the Raiders almost get that back inside the 10-yard line. So got to see what happened there. The pocket really broke down, and it looks like it was a sack fumble there. That is not what you want to see, and that's what we talked about, turnovers this season, right? So Joe drops back, and looks like Jonah Williams' guy beats him. And then it was a weird thing because the camera angle kind of stopped for a little bit, and it looks like T. Higgins actually saves the touchdown there. So it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Raiders in Bengals territory at the 10-yard line. So not what you wanted to see there, especially on the road. So we'll see what the Bengals defense does. If they can just hold them to like a field goal here, that's a big win. But that's a big ask with these guys being here, in this territory early. So we'll see what happens here. Derek Carr comes out, shotgun look. Darren Waller motions over to the right. It's a run, and the Bengals come right up. Jermaine Pratt steps right up there. They're going to get about a gain of 3 there. Yeah, it looks like about a gain of 3. So good work by T to stop that from being a touchdown, because with that weird angle, they like flashed away and came back. And then it was a tackle by T at the end. So here we go, 2nd and goal. So that's a fumble. I mean, you can't really do anything about that. They got to protect better. That's when we talk about these edge rushers for the Las Vegas Raiders. They got to be able to hold them at bay. And it looks like there is a screen pass to Waller and Bates, and the defense is there on it. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. And that's what we've really seen from this defense. They've been really solid so far in the red zone, and that is where they kind of do their work at, right? They've had some issues the past couple of weeks, but for the most part, they've always been pretty steady there. And some of that has to do with, the offense not being on the field as much, right? So here we go on 3rd and goal here. Carr's coming out with a shotgun look again. And he's got his running back to the left. He's got, looks like Renfro in the slot. And they're looking there for Josh Jacobs, incomplete. Logan Wilson was in coverage, incomplete. That field goal, I talked about that. That is a W. You got to give that a W for that defensive performance. With them being on the 9-yard line, that was extremely solid. So it's up to this Bengals offense to get back here and get some points. So they're not too far in a defensive hole or in a in the hole in the game potentially. Like they can easily come back from this and come down and score a touchdown and take the lead. But good stand there by that defense. So it's going to be 3-0 Raiders after a nightmare kind of fumble there that happened on that drive after the Bengals were kind of getting some momentum going there. Ends up having some pressure come in and really just get sandwiched. So the funny thing is when we were talking to Jamar Chase's father, he said that one of the things that has to happen in order for Joe to really turn it on, and it looks like the Baltimore Ravens are going to end up winning this one 16-13 against the Bears. But one of the things that has to happen to Joe is that he has to get hit hard first, and then he kind of just ends up turning it on. So we'll see what happens there. But let's look around the league. So Ravens just won 16-13. I'm not sure how that happened. Let's see. Hey, man, we can't get too negative. I understand you guys are upset with what happened, but the fumble I feel like wasn't really Joe's fault. I mean, he kind of was trusting his protection there, got sandwiched. And I mean, these guys are good. The edge rushers for Oakland, not Oakland. I hope I don't say that. Las Vegas are good. You talk about top 2 in the league in terms of pressures. They're going to have to stop those guys. But this isn't something that the Bengals can't come back from. So let's get it. Let's see what can happen. Yeah, I think I saw Jonah miss on that play. I saw Jonah, and I think I saw a guard potentially a Dennegy. I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. I had to look at it on a replay later. But it looked like it possibly was Jonah on that one and possibly a guard. He got sandwiched. So there was 2 guys that got to the quarterback there. Rusty and T, appreciate you, bro, for the super chat for $4.99. He says, we'll be all right. Who they? Titan 1016 says that Burrow never looks at the flats. He has had costly turnovers back-to-back games. Yeah, that's true, but I take the fumble there instead of another interception. He stays coddling Burrow. I hope you're not talking about me because you guys know that I've been talking about Burrow's turnovers from day one. I could go all the way back to the Bears game if we're talking about that. But I'm just saying on that play, bro, like the quarterback didn't see that coming. I mean, it's 2 guys sandwiching him that are 300 pounds. That's like 600 pounds of total pressure hitting you. I mean, and you're looking for a receiver. I mean, that's probably going to happen. Now, I could see if he was running and, put the ball out and fumble, but that's a different kind of fumble just for me. That's just my opinion. All right. So Bengals down 3-0. They got to try to get some points here. Darius Phillips back to return. Let's see what happens after that drive. We already know the Browns ended up holding on to win. Ravens ended up holding on to win. Steelers still have to play tonight. We have to play our game. So that's just keeping you guys updated with the division right now. Yeah, it's a bad start. You don't want to have a fumble there. Tyler Boyd was open. All right. So if they just block a little bit longer, that's probably a potential long pass / touchdown for Tyler Boyd. Here's a reverse to Tyler Boyd. Here he comes with the end around on 1st and 10. Tyler's going to get a first down. Let's go. Big levels there for TB. I think that was a gain of about 14, 15 there. So Bengals already getting creative, getting a way for Tyler Boyd to actually get the ball in his hands with a somewhat target with the end around there. That's something that he can do. Tyler Boyd was used like that a lot at Pitt. There wasn't anything that Tyler Boyd couldn't do. So let's see. Let's see here. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. They haven't given a run to Mixon yet. It's a play action pass. There's some people in the backfield. Joe is looking, and it is deflected by the Raiders. Looks like Faison, who got the start for Las Vegas, was able to deflect it. Nothing there. Just nothing there. So Baltimore 7-3, Cleveland 6-5, Pittsburgh 5-3-1 pending tonight. So we'll have to see how that happens. All right, so this game is just big for the AFC in general here. So 2nd and 10 here. No runs to Mixon yet, except the first one on the first drive. I think it was on the 2nd down play. So 1 run to Mixon. And here they go. They do a pitch out to Mixon to the left. He comes around the edge, and Mixon runs over somebody and gets out of bounds. I think that's about a 3-yard gain. Let's see what they give him. 4-yard pickup. Okay, so they're going to give him 4 there. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. So let's see. This is similar to what they had before. The Bengals have to convert here on this 3rd and 6. Got to watch Crosby. Got to watch my other guy on the other end, Ngakoue, Yannick. Yannick is also someone that you have to watch here. So here's Joe. Looks like he's got a shotgun look. He's going to tell Perrine to step up in the blocking area. He's going to take the snap. All right, he's scrambling over. Here comes the pressure. He just throws it away. There's nothing there. He has to throw it away. 3 and out for the Bengals offense. And it looks like there's a flag. Look like there's a flag on the play. Bengals fans in the crowd are saying that it's an obvious flag. What's going on here? Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness is going to get the Bengals a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. Ngakoue on Yannick. Goodness. So he throws it out, and then they still shove him after the fact. Yeah, that's just a stupid penalty by Yannick. There was no need for him to push him on that play, right? He obviously had already thrown it away, and Yannick just shoves him in the back, right? So Bengals now move past the 50. This is another area that they've struggled. The 50 to the 41 is an area. So hopefully they can get together here. Here's an under center look with CJ Uzomah. And it's a run to Mixon. And Mixon's got a nice little gain there of about 5 from what I'm thinking. Yeah, it looks like 5. All right. Yes, Sirski. Let's get it going. The Raiders just gifted the Bengals that one there to keep this offense on the field and going. Right, here comes Joe, 2nd down. So that was a gain of 5 there on 1st, 2nd and 5. All right. So Bengals have an under center look here. He's almost going to come over. He's got a stack receiver look to his left. It's going to be another pitch to Mixon. And Mixon is going to get about a gain of 2. Looked like 2 to me. They're saying a yard, but I think it was 2. But obviously, the line that they show on TV isn't the right one. So it looks like it was a gain of 1, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 4. All right, so 3rd and 4 is what the Bengals kind of want to get into, especially in these areas, because that should be pretty simple for them to pick up, but we'll see. It's a shotgun look here. Tyler Boyd is further wide. All right. And Joe's looking, and he's going to T, and it's off T's hands and out of bounds. So what are they going to do here? Are they going to go for it? It looks like they're going to go ahead and send the special teams unit out there. It looks like they're going to punt here in an interesting aspect. I mean, with them being in a dome, you would think that they would give the kicker a chance. So let's see. They are. Okay, I was going to say, like, the announcer said punt. I'm like, no, I think you have Legatron here. So you got Evan McPherson on for a 54-yarder. This is one of the reasons that you drafted him, right? You get down in a situation down 3-0. You need him to come through here, and it's good. And this is a dome, and that matters. Dome matters when you have a kicker like Evan McPherson, because he can come in and do something like that. So this game is now tied 3-3, and that is why you go ahead and take that. I like the call there by Zach to take it, get what you can get, because honestly on that drive, if they don't call the roughing the passer, it's probably a 3 and out. You're probably punting back to the Las Vegas Raiders. So Bengals now up Well, not up, but tied 3-3. So good one there for Legatron, Evan McPherson. This win is crucial for both teams. It definitely is. And I'm reading some comments right now. Legatron, Fierce McPherson, close game. All right, now that we're on commercial break, I'm just going to catch up on some of the comments. Let's see. Somebody said run the ball. They did a little bit on that drive there. Some things started to work for them. They had one long run there, I think, of about 5 or 6 yards. Bengals have struggled with some of those explosive runs. Hopefully, we can try to get them going with some more of those in this game. Classic haters. Offense is terrible. Woo! We need to make TB a priority. He did get an end around on that one. Stephen Hoffman says TB and ooze are keys. I can agree with that. Can't run reverses all day. That's true, Stephen, but I do like what they're doing because if you watched on the first drive, they had the fake kind of reverse to Jamar Chase on kind of like a motion. So I would be good with them doing that because it's going to keep the defense guessing, right? They're not going to know what's going to happen every single time. This is a playoff game right now. I agree. I said that. I said the playoffs start this week. Where can one stream this? If you're looking for the actual game itself, if you try strikeout.nu, you'll be able to check it out. LFG, Ryan Lentz, we need a hit Carr for sure. You gotta get to Derek Carr because Derek Carr has been playing pretty solid this season. Definitely can't allow him to take off in this game. Mike Rawson says he sees Cap. Yep, I just saw Cap as well on the commercial break. Zach is struggling as a play caller. We need an offensive coordinator. You're just going to sound like a broken record because he's not giving the play calling up, man. He's the head coach. He gets to have that control. No matter if we want him to do that or not, it's really up to him. So there's nothing we can really do about that. Somebody says give it to Jamar Chase. They have not targeted Chase yet, so you would expect that they would come out and at least try to target Chase, even if it's an incompletion. It just really puts the defense on their toes. So far, they haven't done that. Yep, I did see that the Ravens won. We talked about that earlier. All right, good coverage on the kick there. Chris Evans coming down to get him at the 15. Bengals are pumped up on that one on special teams. A lot of people are giving him that because that was great coverage there. So we'll have to see what happens here. Here comes Derek Carr. I'm going to have to leave up out of here because I have the delay, so I don't want the screen to tell me what's going on. So this is a key drive for the Bengals defense, right? They just tied it up. Now they get a rest. They get to get back onto the field and go against this Raiders dynamic passing offense that they have. All right, so here comes Carr. He's in the shotgun look. Renfro motions over to the left. Carr takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to find Waller, who beats Jesse Bates, and Waller's going to get some extra and luckily runs into the back of Cheeto, who didn't see him coming there, but that's a 1st and 10, probably about a gain of almost 20 there. 25, almost 30, really. All right, so I'm watching here. Jesse is on him, just doesn't get a good angle. Tries to get a tackle, doesn't get it. But luckily, Awuzie is there, and he runs into him. So that's going to be a 1st and 10. All right. And Waller is a guy that you've got to concentrate on, especially in this Raiders offense. And the first run here looks like it's Josh Jacobs. They don't really run that much. Not much of a gain there for Jacobs. Oh, it didn't look like that, but apparently it was a 6-yard gain. Larry Ogunjobi in on the tackle. DJ Rader in for the Bengals defense. Logan Wilson calling the plays. Eli Apple starts at the second cornerback position. Cheeto Bay, Awuzie, obviously on the other side. And the Bengals got their 2 safeties in. All right, and they got Jermaine Pratt in as well right now. And Trey Hendrickson standing up here. And it's going to be looks like a pitch out to Josh Jacobs. And I think he got a 1st down there. And it looks like that was a little bit of a screen or something like that to Josh Jacobs there. Bengals were looking like they were ready for it, but he was able to get to the edge and get the 1st down there. But good tackle there by Eli Apple on the perimeter, because if Eli Apple doesn't make that tackle, Jacobs is potentially running up the sideline for even more there. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 50-yard line. Carr is going to bring Renfro in motion under center. All right, looks like he's audible in here. All right, Renfro comes back in motion and takes a handoff. And he gets clobbered up by my guy, Trey Hendrickson. Sees it coming. He sniffed that out. He's there. Because that could have been even more of a – that probably could have been an 8-yard gain. It ends up being a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 here after Trey Hendrickson stops Renfro on the reverse. And that was an interesting play because Renfro came in motion at first, went back, comes in motion again, and actually gets the reverse there. So the Bengals aren't the only team using that reverse. 2nd and 5, another receiver goes in motion for the Raiders here. And it's a pitch to Josh Jacobs. Pratt is there in the backfield, doesn't make the tackle, but he is cleaned up by Sam Hubbard and Larry Ogunjobi. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down there. I think that they actually met them for no gain. Almost had a tackle for loss there in the backfield. And Pratt makes that, but Josh Jacobs spins off of him. And it looks like Hubbard also missed a little bit. So it's actually a gain of 1. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 here for the Raiders. All right. And Renfro is in the backfield, lined up as a running back, then motions out. Here's the 3rd and 4 here. Let's see what's going to happen. Now it's looking like a little bit of a shotgun look. Looks like they have possibly 2 tight ends in. All right, here we go. And it's a screen, and it is dropped by the running back, and that is going to be, I believe, a punt here. Uh-oh. Hold on. Derek Carr is looking. Maybe it looks like Derek Carr was just talking to Kenyon Drake, but Kenyon Drake just ends up, dropping it there, bounces off of his finger. So they're going to punt here back to the Bengals. So great stand there for the defense. Darius Phillips is back to return. Hopefully we can get some return yardage here. They're going to try to probably coffin kick this one. All right, and that's what they're going to do. Darius Phillips is going to take it at like the 5. I thought he fair catched it, but they tackled him. So I guess Phillips ends up trying to return that one there. That was somewhat dangerous, but he was able to hold on. And here comes Joe Burrow on the offense. So, defense really stood tall in that situation, did what they needed to do. Bend but don't break, force a punt. So big drive there for the defense. And these are the situations that they've been in at some points, right? But the thing is, offensively, they got to come back out here and get some points on the board, especially with them being on the road, especially with them not getting the ball at halftime. 3 minutes to go, a little bit over 3 minutes, almost really 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. You want to see them get a touchdown on the board. The first quarter has just really been a quarter for the Bengals that they don't really score in. So hopefully they can get a touchdown here, and let's see what they end up doing. But let me catch up on some of these comments. Let's see. I see my man Diddy in the comments. Give it to Jamar Chase. Let's see if they do that. Let's see if they do that this drive. Diddy said Bates bad in coverage. You want to be paid like the best safety, then play like it. Yeah, he just took a bad angle there, man. It happens. Luckily, Cheeto was there. Or Cheeto's back was there for him to run into. Somebody says Bates toast. Who they fellas? Let's get those likes up. Yeah, let's get those likes up, y'all. Appreciate that. That helps grow the channel. And also, if you hit that subscribe button, we do all kind of things here. Interviews, videos, analysis. We do these live streams. We do Q&As as well. So, depending on, let's see how many likes we have. If you guys aren't familiar with Q&As, this is when I usually go live, bring the fans on. You actually get a chance to interact, and we can discuss certain things. Obviously, the Bengals are really going to be what it's about since this is a Bengals channel. But we got 324 people in here right now. I'll say this. Usually these go pretty long. So I'll say if we can get 500 likes, I will do a Q&As tonight. I'll do a Q&As tonight. I was thinking about doing a giveaway, but we'll see. I think for a giveaway, it's got to be like 1,000 likes. So we'll talk about the 500. 500, I think is doable. I think we could do that. We usually, especially as this game goes on, we'll probably get a lot more people in as the other games come off, and we'll probably get some Raiders fans in here. So 500 likes, if we can do that, I'll do a Q&A tonight. And we'll see. Depending on how this game goes, I might do a giveaway. It might not be 1,000 likes, but you'll just have to stay tuned. But if you hit that subscribe button, it enters you for the jersey giveaway. So 1st and 10 here. It's going to be a run to Mixon. He's going to get about 3 yards there. I think. Yep, he's going to get a gain of 3 there. Come on, Raiders greeters from Las Vegas. So we do have some Raiders fans in here. What up, Rob G? That was a lucky stop on Wilder. Yeah, sometimes you got to have – is Bates washed, CC? No, Bates is not washed. I'm not on that. I'm not going that far. So here we go, 2nd and 7 here. Joe Burrow comes out here in the shotgun. P. Ryan is to his right. Haven't seen Chris Evans so far on offense, at least. Joe drops back. He's looking, and he's just going to dump it down to Samaje P. Ryan, who's going to get close to a first down. I think he's about a yard or 2 short, depending on where they mark him at. And Joe has had some time. I don't know if it's, we can't see the all 22 view, so I can't tell what's going on if the coverage is just holding up. The Raiders do have some solid corners and some good safeties, right? They're actually pretty good on pass defense in the league. They're actually in the top 10. So 3rd and 1 here. This is where the Bengals and the Raiders have struggled on 3rd down. Uzomah comes in motion, shotgun look here. Joe's going to look. It's a 3rd and 1. P. Ryan is hit, first down. Smart move there. Just take what the defense is going to give you, get the easy pickup, get that conversion going. And these are things that the Bengals have to do here offensively in those situations. Don't overthink it. Don't get too cute. Just get your first down and keep it moving. And that's going to help increase the efficiency of this offense, which they struggle with. But so far, Joe Burrow, 3 of 6, 12 yards. Starting to get things going after that fumble on the first drive. This is the, I believe, 3rd possession now for this Bengals offense. Joe comes out under center, Mixon is back in. T. Higgins comes in motion, and it's going to be a fake to Joe Mixon, and it's going to be a screen pass to Uzomah, but it is somewhat sniffed out a little bit. They get a gain of about 3 or maybe 2 there. So it looks like they're trying to attack the middle of this defense, especially with the tight end. So it's a gain of 2. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. And the Bengals utilizing the tight ends pretty early. They had a drive where they went to Drew Sample early, go to Uzomah there. Looked like a pretty good play, but it just seemed like the Raiders defense was just there. So 2nd and 8, they're finally going empty here. And here's Joe. All right, drops back. Shotgun look. It's going to find a open Tyler Boyd. Tyler's going to be close to the first down there. Had to be a gain of about 7 there. So 3rd and short again for the Bengals. Once again, they just got to go ahead and get a nice conversion here. And so far, on 2nd down, doing a lot better on this drive with getting the 3rd and shorts for them to be able to convert here. All right, so a 3rd and 1 look here. They're still in their own territory. Still just after that punt, they got pulled pretty deep. So they're approaching the 30-yard line, their own 30. All right, and Joe is looking like he's calling a little bit of audible under center here. And it's going to be a run to Jamar Chase, who's caught in the backfield. So he did not get there. It's actually a loss there. They saw the chase reverse coming, 4th down. And that's what you can't get too cute on the 3rd and 1. I mean, honestly, you probably should just go to Joe Mixon there. But they see it coming. And, I mean, think about it. On 3rd down, you got a guy like Jamar Chase who hasn't been involved so far, and they decide to do that. That is something that is kind of predictable. So let's see what's happening here. End of the first. So Bengals in the first quarter again with a low amount of points, 3. So I don't agree with that call there. I think that you would have been better off like with a Mixon play. I mean, not sure. I'm not sure with that one, bro. I'm not sure with that one. That's been some of the frustrations that we've had as far as some of the play calling. Just no need to really do that in that situation, in my opinion, especially after you just struggled to get a first down literally in the same drive, right? Yeah, that's kind of a wild one there, bro. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one, guys. That was not a good one. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Yeah, this is what Joe Mixon does, and I mean, in a game where you're facing a defense that statistically, now that doesn't mean it matters because football is also a game based off of momentum and how things are going. But the Raiders aren't really like this, super, run stifling defense. So, they have been stopping Mixon on some of those, but I think he could have got that, right? It's 1 yard. Whose jersey is Uno's? Uno's is what we rocking with. 1 yard and a reverse to chase. Hey, I'm with y'all. I feel that. We can keep saying Zach needs to give up the play calling duties, but at the end of the day, he's the head coach. It's his decision. He has to essentially reprimand himself. I don't know if he's gonna do that. And that's the only reason why I don't really address that as much. I've said that myself before. I mean, last year, but when you really think about it, with him being the head coach, he has to be willing to do that. And so we've seen this is year 3 now. He's never done that. So, yeah, I'm Ronnie Lamont. Appreciate the super chat for $1.99. I'm so tired of these exaggerated play calls. I agree. I mean, I think that's something where you're in a situation where the game might be a close game and something that you need before halftime, something that they might not see coming. Yeah, I can see you running that, but at this point in the game, no, not at this point, not early in the game. Situational football is one of the weaknesses I think that this coaching staff has, is knowing the situation. Yeah, there's a situation for you to run that play. That just wasn't it for me. So now they're going to punt it back to the Raiders, who are going to get it at the 30, and Renfro is going to get some yardage there. He's almost to the 40. So that's going to be good field position for them. But, yeah, now the Bengals defense is back out here. And these are some of the things that we've seen, right? Like, the defense does a good job. They do their thing. They give it back to the offense. The offense ends up giving it back after a short period of time. And then it starts to wear on the defense. So now the defense is in a situation again where they also have to try to put the clamps here on this Raiders defense. I think that they can. We've seen them play pretty solid so far. So let's see how Derek Carr tries to come out and attack this defense and how the defense responds to Derek Carr. And that's what we're going to be looking at. What if ownership steps in? I mean, I don't know, because can they do that? Possibly, but I don't know if that would be, I don't know if you want ownership getting into X and O's. That's what I would be saying. Under center here, Raiders come out. Let's see, it's going to be a receiver in motion here. Carr's dropping back. He's looking, and he's going to drop it down to Kenyon Drake. So it looks like the Raiders are probably taking something out of the Jets kind of playbook and the Green Bay Packers, trying to get guys like Kenyon Drake into the flats and just dropping off against this zone defense. Let's see how they adjust to it. So 2nd and 4 here. That was a gain of 6 there. All right. Under center look again. And it's going to be a run here. Kenyon Drake gets some nice yardage there. It's going to be a first down and moves into the other side of the field, into Bengals territory, going past the 50. And Kenyon Drake is probably the guy that you're more afraid of, who's kind of in that mode that the Bengals have struggled with when it comes to those running backs that kind of receive or kind of shifty, right? That's been one of the Achilles heels for them there. All right. Linebacker shake back over. Shotgun look. Fake pass. Looks like it's a pass or a fake run. Looks like it's a pass to Waller. He is going to drag Awuzie. Awuzie was there. Takes him out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 2nd down. And I like that. I like that they're putting Cheeto on Waller. So I like that strategy defensively. But that is a gain of 8. And it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Raiders here. Darren Waller so far 3 receptions for 31 yards. Derek Carr here with the shotgun look. All right, Bengals still running the zone, and they are going to pick up some more yardage. Another first down for Kenyon Drake. So the Raiders are doing something that they normally don't do, which is run the ball because it's a copycat league. They're going to look at what other teams did to have success against this Bengals defense, which is a solid unit, but each unit has its own weaknesses. And they come out here now with the empty look, and he's going to motion Josh Jacobs to come back. Bengals showing a little bit of a blitz here with Von Bell moving up on the line along with Jermaine Pratt. All right, corners are back a little bit in coverage. They're running another zone look. There's nobody there in the flats, and Jacobs is going to get a nice gain there, and this is something that we've seen. 6-yard gain there. And these are situations where they shouldn't be as open, but with them running this zone and they're seeing that Von Bell is coming up there, they know that nobody's going to be over there, so they just go right to the flats. And the flats have just been killing the Bengals, recently in the games that they've struggled. 2nd and 4 here. It's going to be an under center look for David Carr. He's at the 30. So Bengals got to get a stop here to force a third down. It's a run play. They get what they needed there. Looks like Jacobs is going to fall forward for maybe a gain of about 2. And that's important because if they can try to stop them or force this into a 4th down and force another field goal, I think that given what's happened so far on this drive with them just dinking and dunking them the whole way, I think that's a win. But they got to stop them here on 3rd and 3. And likely they're probably going to the flats. So you got to see what Lou is going to call here. All right, so they come out in a shotgun. They got a stack look with Waller and Renfro to the right. All right, he's going to take the snap. Khalid Kareem is in. Khalid Kareem is looking. He's trying to chase him down. He's going to force him to throw it away. Good stop there. Good pressure there by Khalid Kareem. My guy on there. That's a 4th and 3. And that is what they need to do. We'll have to see if the Raiders go for it. I don't know if they will, given how this game has gone. So I think that they're going to take the field goal here. All right. Looks like a little bit of a man look for the corners, and it looks like the safety. Yep, can't go anywhere. So Bengals were there on every facet there on defense. So good stop there for the defense. Let me check out the comments. I hope they watch tape because they had a week off. Our leading receiver is P-Ron right now, Sad. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen when you had 2 failed drives. I mean, you got to get something going. P-Ron, I think, was like on 2 dump offs or something like that. So that's why I think Mike Brown stepped in. So here's the other thing that I've heard from like people close to the situation. Mike Brown actually kind of has affected the play calling because as far as like the passing attempt limit on Joe Burrow, that was definitely put in. I don't know if it's Mike Brown per se, but ownership, they don't want Joe to get hurt. So that kind of limits what kind of chances Zach can really take with some of his play calling, right? It can't be anything too crazy that's going to subject Burrow to, a hit, a sack, or anything. So in some instances, it kind of has happened already and has been happening this season. And that's why sometimes you see after Joe is hit, they just run. And that has been a product of some of that. But hopefully now with them finally taking that 30 pass threshold, they took that off, I think, in the Ravens game. Hopefully they'll let them do a little bit more there. But we'll see. We aren't using the middle of the field, which is their weakness. I think we've tried to go to it with some tight end screens and stuff like that. They've just been there. The Raiders just know that they're more cautious about guarding that middle because, the Uzama play was right there in the middle, I felt like. And they were right there on it. They were waiting for it. So we'll have to see. Hopefully there are some other opportunities. They're not going to be able to do that all game, I guess, if that's the weakness of their defense, which most people claim it is. I'd have to see Raiders film on like defensively to actually know if that's true, but that's what they claim. But overall, though, the Raiders pass defense is really good. They're like top 10. So it's not going to be a unit that really gives up a ton in the passing game. I know everybody's seeing the Chiefs game, but the majority of the time, that's just not really how it is. Usually they've kind of stifled passing offenses, and this was one that I wanted to see like, we have a very good passing offense. They have a good passing defense. Let's see how that balances out. So hopefully we'll get some play calls here on this drive that will allow the Bengals to bounce back after, a bad play call on that reverse. I just didn't like that one at all. So let's see. We're moving on from that. We're moving forward. Can't think about the past. Do what you got to do to get the W. That's all that matters. So it looks like Darius Phillips is going to get a chance to return this one. He's going to step past the 25, gets to the 30. Almost got to the 30. Got tripped up. Looks like he was a little bit angry because he thought that he could get some more. So nice little return there. Not much of a difference from like a touchback, but decent. I think if he would have been able to break that tackle, he gets more. So I think that's why he was frustrated there. So, and he had to return that one because, the kick was short. So he had to come out of the end zone there. So nice return there by Darius Phillips. Bengals are going to start at the 28, at their own 28 here. Mixon is in the backfield under center, and they're not going to overthink it. They're going to give it to Mixon, but Mixon is stuffed in the backfield. That's going to be a loss there. All right. So they saw that one coming there. Looks like it was a loss of 3. They just, they're not opening anything there for Joe Mixon. That's been one of the struggles of the offensive line, has really been the run game. That's been one of the run blocking just hasn't been the greatest. So that's a loss of 3 there. That puts the Bengals into a 2nd and 13. So obviously a passing situation. They're going to go with the empty look. They had some luck there early in the game with Tyler Boyd. Let's see what they do here. 5 on the play clock. Joe's going to get it back. He's looking. He's going to hit Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, big levels. I talked about him having a big game. He's going to get a first down there. Big levels. Yes, Sirski. All right. And honestly, I think that they should go with more 5 wide. It's been some points in this season where people are like, they're going 5 wide again. They've had some success with it. I think they might need to stick with the 5 wide. They don't really do much no huddle. I think that they should probably do some of that too, but we'll see. Here goes another look here with the shotgun look. Joe's going to motion Uzama over to the right. 1st and 10. They're at the 40. Chris Evans is in. Joe is looking. He's not going to see anything. He's just going to try to get back to the line of scrimmage and get a gain there of about 1. Runs out. I'm not mad at that play. It was like a D tackle that came through on that one. 90. That man was moving for a big guy. So Joe is going to get about a gain of 1 there, running out. All right, 2nd and 9 here. 2nd down is really the key for them. 2nd down. So 2nd and 9 here. If they can make something here, that's the key to the offense for me. Shotgun look here, 3 receivers. Tyler Boyd is coming in motion. They got a 1-on-1 here with Jamar Chase. They're not even looking that way. Oh, they do go to Chase on the slant. All right. So 2nd and 9, that is key. Mix it up. Right. Chase on the slant, makes the catch, comes in, gets a gain of 9 there, makes it a 3rd and 1. Or no, they're going to give him the first down with the momentum. Let's go. All right, let's get it. So offense is moving, getting some things going here. They're starting to wake up. All right. 1st and 10 after that catch by Jamar Chase. Gain of 10 there. They're going to bring in Stanley Morgan. They also have 2 tight ends right now. Let's see if it's a run to Mixon. So run to Mixon, it's a loss again. It literally looks like the same play that they just ran on 1st down. Same result, loss of 4. They got to switch it up a little bit. They got to switch it up. First down just can't always be a run. Right. Another run to the right to Mixon. They were on that one. Perriman is right there. Denzel Perriman, I think that's who that is. So a loss of 2 there. 2nd and 12. Now they're coming out. They got Chris Evans out there. Looks like an empty look. I like this. I think it's an empty. They're not going to – come on, show us the angle. Empty. It is empty. 2nd and 12, 5 on the play clock. Burrow's going to tell T to come in motion. He's got to get the snap off here. Get it off. Gets the snap off. He gets hit, though. Gets hit. That's the issue with empty. He's okay. He's back up. 3rd and 12. So they come in here. Let's see. Looks like they sent the blitz. Raiders sent the blitz. I think that's a safety. All right. They rush forward, but then they end up throwing a 5 in there with the blitz. So it brings up a 3rd and 12. These are the situations that we got to see if they can convert in. These 3rd and longs here. 3rd and 12 here for the Bengals offense. All right. Shotgun look for Joe. Literally at the 41 is where he's going to take the snap. All right. Flag on the play. And Joe sacked, but there's a flag. What's the flag? Looks like it was an offsides there. So, offsides on Ngakoue. Neutral zone, 5 yards. 3rd down. So that's going to make it a 3rd and 7. That's huge for the Bengals offense. All right. So Ngakoue lined up in the neutral zone. Or no, Jefferson. So they named the wrong person. Oh, yeah. Jefferson's way over. He's way over. All right. 3rd and 7 here. Bengals going to take the snap at the 50. They're going to get another chance. They got to make the most of this with 7 minutes right now in this game. Let's see if they can get something going. They're going to go with a shotgun. They're going to keep P-Ryan in to block. They're going to send Drew Sample out wide to the left. They got 2 receivers on the inside. Joe's looking, and he's going to hit Tyler Boyd. Let's go. Let's go, TB. Big levels for TB coming through right now. So far, though, they have not gone to T. Higgins. I think that's a guy that they got to get involved. They go into T once. I think that you got to get back going to T here. And honestly, the run hasn't been working. This isn't – when you get this first down, you do not need to run once again. I think you keep the momentum going with the pass. I think you might – one thing that you could do, play action possibly to throw them off. Don't let the Raiders know what's going on here. This is important. Under center. Here we go. Jamar comes in. Oh, in motion, and it's a reverse to Chase. Chase gets to the edge. Now that is when you run that play. Yes. Zach Taylor comes back to the reverse. This time it's a run by Chase. Chase is going to pick up the first down. That is when you run that play, Zachary. So good adjustment by Zach Taylor to come back to the play right that ended the drive and use it as a spark. And that's what I talk about when we talk about situational football. Great call there by Zach on that one. All right, so we got a 1st and 10 again. Looks like it's a dual tight end look. Morgan's going to come over to the left. Uzama's going to come over to the left. They're probably expecting a run here. They get it, and it's another loss, man. They're just on it. They're just in the backfield against this Bengals offense. They just know that it's going to be a run on first down. And even when they know that it's coming, they're not runs where they're stopping. And it's crazy because they're running at Crosby, which is actually what you want to do, right? Like most teams don't really run to those guys, and Ngakoue and Crosby are usually run at those guys, because – they're not really strong in the run game, but they've been coming through here. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 after another loss there by Mixon on the play. Tyler Boyd is going to come in motion. All right, but he stays in the backfield a little bit. Joe's looking. Burrow's looking for Chase. And you got to throw a flag. There's no flag? No flag there. So it looks like they went for Chase there. The guy was draped all over him. Let's take a look here on the replay. This looks like it's a go. Looks like a little bit of a fade up. I feel like, was the arm there early? Not really. Okay. As a former corner, I can see them trying to call that. So they're not going to call it on that one, but it brings up a 3rd and 11 here. So this is a situation where you try to get a first down because you're well within kicking range for McPherson. You don't want to tie it up here. You probably want to get some momentum, especially with the Raiders getting it after the half. Joe's going to look. He's going to hit Tyler Boyd. He's not going to pick up the first. He's going to get about a gain of like 2 there. There's a flag, though. Is this taunting? Raiders defense is getting killed by flags out there today. Let's see. The refs are over here talking about it. See what y'all talking about real quick. Unnecessary roughness. Number 35. So I think it's the hit on Tyler Boyd. He was hit, right? Oh, he lowers the helmet. That's a good call. He lowered the helmet, right? Hits Tyler Boyd in the bottom of his face mask. So you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. And that's actually the play that the Bengals got called for with Mike Hilton. But the difference with that one was that the Jets running back lowers his helmet first, then Mike Hilton hits him with his helmet. And that one, the defender lowered his helmet and just straight hit Tyler Boyd in his face mask in the helmet area. So they're not going to let that happen. And that's going to help the Bengals offense. That's going to move them up for a 1st and 10. They needed that. So here we go, 1st and 10 here in the red zone area after that penalty by Faison. Under center look again. Are they going to continue with the run? In this situation, you're in the red zone. You don't want to risk any kind of, all right, a little bit of a misdirection. That is what you got to do. And Mixon is in for the touchdown. Let's go. Yes, sirski. Misdirection run. I love it. Let's see. What's the celebration? They shooting dice. Let's get it. Bengals up 10-6. I think Mixon got that. He got that. His forearm was extended. I don't feel like. All right, left side. He's in, bro. Like, there's nothing to question on that one. Mixon. Let's get it. He extended that joint. All right. I respect my positivity. No problem, CC. I'm a positive person, bro, but I'm a realist for real. Like, I'm not like I'm gonna look at things balanced and from both ways. I'm not just gonna tell you like you gotta go back and watch some of my stuff from like a year or 2 years ago. For some reason, I'm getting this like tag as a positive person. That has not been me, bro. I literally used to go in on a lot of people, bro. A lot of people. I just call it like how I see it. I'm just a realist, bro. Like, if you do something that's wrong, I'm gonna call it out. If you do something where I can kind of see some of the logic, I'll be like, all right, I can see why you would kind of do that. But on this situation, if the truth is positive, I'll talk about that. But if the truth is that it's bad, I'm gonna talk about that too. I'm not just like the one thing was I feel like I was the only person like week 2 talking about the interception issues. Like, there was a lot of people, and I don't know why people try to turn that into me being positive about Zach. I said that in the Bears game, Joe Burrow's 3 interceptions were the reason that we lost that game, right? Like, that was way more of a reason than anything Zach Taylor did. And I remember at the time, nobody was really talking about that, but that's just how I am, bro. I'm going to say how I really feel. It's never going to be any sugarcoating. It's never going to be any filter of, just because I got invited, to a game or anything. It's never going to be that because I do this for the diehards. So I'm going to always speak how I feel. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. I can't be right about everything, right? But anyways, good draw there for the Bengals. I see we got some people from Raider Nation. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button because that will enter you into the jersey giveaway that we're doing once we get to 15,000 subs. We're at 11,000 now. So if you're a Raiders fan and you end up getting that just because you subscribe, that would mean that you can get a Raiders jersey. It's a jersey of your choice. It can be anyone from Fanatics. So we're going to guarantee that we're going to give you a legit jersey. So you're not going to get one of the ones from China with the messed up. You might have this on the top, ironed on the top, stitched on the bottom. It's not going to be that. It's going to be a legit jersey. Wait, the Bengals got fans? Yeah, JCR, of course we do. What? We diehards, bro. We diehards. There's a lot of Bengals fans. Disgusting O-line. O-line struggling. Offensive line is horrible. A lot of O-line talk. TB. All right. Who they? I can't watch either. Same face. That's clearly a flag. Preach. Some penalties. Similar to the penalty they hit Hilton with, but Hilton in his situation, like I said, the Jets running back lower his head with the whole helmet thing, and then he lowers his head. So it's like the order of it was different. In that instance, the defender lowered the head first, and then Tyler lowers his head to kind of, counter that. Your dad works for the Bengals, Will. That's what's up. Yeah, the Raiders helping us. All right. Having Burrow and Uno makes people positive for sure. For sure. I think that they got to get T going a little bit. Like they went to him on that one drive. But T is a key too because really what's going to happen is Uno is really going to open up T too. And those guys kind of work together, right? So far, Tyler Boyd is cooking early. So I think you got to start to get T going if you get another opportunity here. But here we go with the Bengals defense taking on this Raiders offense, who they've done pretty solid against. Bengals have had the ball 17 minutes in the game. All right, and it's going to be a throw to Waller. He's going to make the catch. Eli Apple is there on the tackle. Eli Apple, I will say, looks like he's been better with his tackling in this game. And, I mean, that's just a tough one. He's going to run a post route. Really is a bad ball, but Waller's able to just extend those hands out there and go and get it. It's a little high, but he grabs it down, and that's one of the things that he can do there. And Apple, I just think, he just makes a play, does a good job of sitting there and making the tackle because that's all you can really do. Not much yards after the catch. All right, and it's going to be a run to Josh Jacobs. They are there on that play. And it looks like Ogunjobi just steamrolled somebody on that play. Didn't make the actual tackle, but we'll see. It looks like Deshaun Jackson is in for the Raiders as well on this drive, number 1. All right. So far, Derek Carr has not targeted any of his wide receivers so far. All right, 2nd and 6. He's going to go with an empty look, sends Josh Jacobs out of the backfield. You got Cheeto on D-Jax here. All right, he's looking. All right. Incomplete there. Looks like Mike Hilton was in the sliding coverage. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Looks like the Raiders tight end is looking for a flag. All right. All right, it's not going to be a flag called on that play. Haven't seen the Bengals get as much pass rush pressure as you would like to see. I did see some with Khalid Kareem, who they do have in the game now. So hopefully they can do some more with him here. So 3rd and 6 here. Deshaun Jackson is out wide. Shotgun look for the Raiders. 3 on the clock. He's making an adjustment. Flag. Oh, they're not going to call it. All right. And they stop him. Looks like it was a draw call there. And that's a 3 and out. And their Bengals offense is going to get another chance. They got 3 timeouts. I would have probably called a timeout here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds. You're going to get a timeout anyway because of the 2-minute warning. But it looks like they're probably going to let this go down. No, it looks like they're going to have to punt it. So They'll probably get a bit of a return, depending on how long this return takes. They're not gonna get it's probably gonna be the 2-minute warning after it. We'll have to see. Maybe they punt it out of bounds. So if it's a coffin kick here, let's see. It's up. Oh man! Oh, good. It bounced into the end zone. At first, I was worried that it was gonna, luckily it was a touchback. I thought it was gonna possibly get stuck there at the 2-yard line. So that's a good thing for the Bengals. They also get to keep their 2-minute warning. So they're gonna be able to run a play here, and probably after that play, it'll kind of count as like an extra timeout. Let's see. Looks like we also have some super chats. Shout out to my man Joey Pruitt. $4.99. Aces for real. I got my Bengals shirt yesterday. Sub to him. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, Joey. So we did a live stream a few weeks back where I was doing a giveaway. Joey ended up winning the giveaway. It was like if we had 500 likes or something like that, I would get somebody something that commented. Joey ended up winning that. We sent him with a free Bengals shirt. It was weird because what happened was I did the Fanatics thing and then they sent it to me. So then I had to send it to Joey. But I appreciate you, Joey, for supporting the channel and putting that out there. So appreciate that. Then we got another super chat from Mr. Whisper for $5. So we trusted Trey Flowers to cover Andrews, but we go with Apple on Waller. Ace, any thoughts on why this? I mean, I'm going to be real, man. Like Eli Apple has played pretty well as far as the tackling on him. And, you know, it hasn't just been Eli Apple. At one point, it was Cheeto as well. Depending on the defense, if those guys know it a lot better than Trey Flowers, then I think it makes sense. And here's the other aspect to it. It was on the outside. When they did that with Trey Flowers, with Andrews, it was on the inside. And I think it may have been with that quarters coverage again. The quarters has been getting them killed the last couple of times. So, you know, I don't have any issue with that one there because Eli Apple on the last couple of drives, he's been making his tackles, right? That was one of the issues for him earlier in the season was he was missing some of those tackles. But in that situation, schematically, you might not want to give away what you're doing. And then so far, when I've seen them use Trey Flowers, they use him as like a nickel corner, that's a guy that's on the inside and not the outside. He can play both. I talked about that when we acquired him. He can play both. But on the outside, that's probably just what you're going to end up with. So sometimes it may be Cheeto, it may be Eli Apple. But on that, it doesn't even matter because, you know, they end up punting it back to the Bengals. So it's almost like you kind of splitting hairs at that point, right? But for me, like, hold on. Let's get back to the offense. I'll talk about that more at halftime. First down here with 2 minutes to go. It's a run to Mixon. Looks like about a gain of 2. So this is where I feel like if it were me, this is where I'm probably running my 2-minute offense, no huddle. That's going to be a run there, a gain of like 2. That's like the predictable first down run that we kind of talked about. In my opinion, I probably would have just tried to do a play action and throw them off there. But I'm not a coach. I'm not mad at the play, but it just seems like the first down runs are getting growingly kind of expected. So we'll see. Defense wins championships. Oh, so let me talk about the Eli Apple thing real quick, right? So Eli Apple, you know, a lot of people talk about him and, you know, some of the struggles. For the most part, he's been somewhat solid, especially for the reputation that he had coming in, right? But, you know, some of the touchdowns that I've seen, and if you don't believe me, you can go back. I think it was last game, that Browns game. I think it was the Peoples-Jones deep one. I said in that game that wasn't on him. That was actually a blown coverage by Von Bell. Von Bell actually comes up on the tight end in that one, and he's supposed to be over the top. And so as a corner is number one, the hardest position to play in football, in my opinion. I played corner. It's a tough position. You're automatically starting from a disadvantage because you are running backwards. This guy is running actually full speed, right? And you got to be able to turn your hips and stuff like that. But with corners, you are always supposed to also have to depend on help over the top, mostly from the safety, depending on what the call is, right? And in that situation, that was where he was supposed to have help over the top, where he's moving back and stuff like that. But if he gets beat, there's supposed to be somebody there, and unfortunately, that somebody wasn't there. From what I've seen with him, another struggle was, like I talked about, tackles and stuff like that, especially on the boundary, which is hard for a corner because as a corner, that's not something that most corners really do. Honestly, they're not really like waiting for running backs to come at them. That's one of the things that they actually kind of fear when they come on the boundary, because they're smaller guys and running backs tend to be larger and massive and stuff like that. And so he's had some issues there, but in this game, I'm already seeing where he's improved on that. Some plays, guys are just going to be able to, beat you on a certain route. Sometimes if they beat you, you just can't let them have yards after the catch. That's just always been what I've kind of thought. But those are just my thoughts on Eli Apple. He's not amazing. It's Eli Apple, so you have to kind of have your expectations there. But I think the past couple of games, he's had some great games for Eli Apple. 2nd and 8. And it's going to be a dump off here to Chris Evans, who's going to get close to, I think, a first down. So I think that they're finally going to go with the no huddle, and you got to get that going here, and you got to manage this correctly. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, and Chris Evans is a guy that I wanted to see a lot earlier because he does not make this offense predictable. You can do so many things with him, and they're wasting a lot of time here. That I have never liked when they kind of let these chunks run off of the clock here, especially with the lead. You got to try to get a touchdown here. You got T. Higgins over to the right in a shotgun look. You got Evans in the backfield. Evans is going to motion. It's a 3rd and 1. Joe's looking. He's going to hit Higgins on the slant there. Finally, Higgins is getting going. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10. They got to get this going. They're letting a lot of time run off of the clock here. And they still have the 3 timeouts. So here they go again. 1st and 10. Shotgun look. Pass to Boyd over the middle. They're going to get down. This 55 seconds. You got to call a timeout. All right. They're not running any plays that's getting out of bounds. This has been one of my issues as well, is the time. Like it's not a situation, in my opinion, where you're worried about the Raiders getting another possession. This is your possession. This is your possession to try to get some points on the board before halftime. The Raiders are going to get the ball after half. So this is when you have to start to do work. And this is usually where the Bengals have been really good, is in the second quarter, primarily at the end of the second quarter. But this time management, man, like there's like no sense of urgency to try to save clock or any of that. And I think that they've got to start to get into some kind of no huddle thing. You just went from having 2 minutes to like a minute now, and you're not even past the 50. So let's see. But the Bengals do have more options, and that's one of the things that I say to Zim when we talk. Like, yeah, Eli Apple isn't some elite second corner, right? But remember when we had B.W. Webb? Remember when we had LaShawn Sims? Remember when we had those guys like starting? Like, just remember how bad the Bengals cornerback depth was last year. Eli Apple is at least, like a fringe starter, low-end CB2. You've got the other kid that we were talking about that came over from the Seahawks. His name escapes me right now. He was a starter. So you got guys now that were actually starters, where at some points last season, the Bengals were just pulling guys off of the street who had no experience starting whatsoever and getting cooked. So that's my only thing about that. I'm not saying that he's this amazing corner or anything, but I think that he's, pretty average for a CB2 in the league. Like, that's pretty average. Like, most people don't have two legit corners. Like, those situations are kind of extremely rare when you talk about, like, the Ravens. Before the injury, they had, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. Like, usually that's not really the case. Or the Rams situation, right? That's usually not the case. You usually have one guy that, might be elite or very good. Then you just have a guy that's just average, that most teams are going to target. And then as a result of as a result of that corner, your good corner and Cheeto being good, that means that they're going to pick on the lesser corner, right? And then you got Mike Hilton, who's also a good inside corner. But you got to have guys that can play on the outside, and that's important. And so here we go with a 2nd and 6 here. Let's see what the Bengals go with here. 2nd and 6. Joe's going to take the shotgun look here. He's got some receivers out. He's going to go deep. And he's looking for Chase, but Chase gets lost in the lights. He's not looking for it. It looks like there was a miscommunication on that one. Yeah, the timing was off there. I don't know if Chase knew what was going on. He's looking, but the ball is actually on his outside instead of the inside. And another hit on Joe Burrow. I don't know. That could have possibly been called as well. So those are things that you got to watch for too, because sometimes it's not just about the sacks per se. It's the hits when people kind of complain about the offensive line. So shotgun look here, 3rd and 6. Stack receivers to the left. And what's going to happen here? Timeout. So that's another timeout used by Zach. I'm not sure if I agree with that. See, like, I'm going to keep it a buck, man. But, I mean, if this is a situation, the only way that I can see this is, he wants to make sure that the right play is called so that they do get points here. But then that leaves you with 49 seconds. So you gotta get into that hurry up offense if that's what you're gonna go with, right? You gotta call some plays to get out of bounds, stop the clock, if you're gonna go down to 1 timeout. And then you have to use that 1 timeout when it really matters. So let's see what they do here as far as that. So it's gonna be worth it if they make this 3rd down conversion. And if he's doing it for that reason, okay. But hopefully we can still come out of here with, because I think he needs 7 here. I think he needs 7. All right. So Joe comes out with the shotgun look. 3rd and 6. He's going to drop back. He's looking. He's got some pressure. And it's just going to be a sack, bro. It's going to be a sack. So timeout. Joe is down and he's limping off of the field. He's running under his own power. Offensive line has been hurting them in situations where they need them, right? All right, Trey Hopkins, and it looks like that was Yannick as well. It looks like that was Jonah. All right, let's see. And looks like Crosby just falls down on like the knee. The surgically repaired knee. Looks like Joe's okay, but that was not what you wanted to happen. Now you give them 40 seconds after he calls those timeouts. Now they are in a situation where they're getting the ball with some time. We'll have to see what happens. I'm going to check on Twitter. I think Joe's all right. But, yeah, I don't know what happened there from the offensive line. All right, Renfro's going to get a hit. P-Ron is going to get him. 28 seconds there. Yeah, Burrow looks like he's good, bro. Somebody said the brace saved that knee. All right, so let's see what they can do here. Let's see what the Raiders try to do here. You got to stop them from getting the field goal. That's probably what they want to do in this situation. Make it 10-9 and then try to get the ball after halftime to try to get a lead. All right. And Bengals are there to cover on it. Ron Bell's right there. You see what the Raiders are doing, though? Like, they're running up to the line, which obviously they have to in this situation. This should have been what the Bengals were doing. No huddle. Keep it going, right? You need to make sure you don't get beat deep. 8 seconds left. Stay back, stay back. All right, and they're finally going to get – they almost get a sack, and he's going to flip it to Josh Jacobs. That's it. So we're at the half. Good defense there. So I'm going to go ahead and do my halftime recap. I'm almost like not even wanting to do the halftime reactions because they don't get many views. I'm just being transparent. I almost feel like I'd rather stay here and talk to you guys about halftime instead of going and doing a whole other video. My man Jason Love, what's up, bro? He said, "What up, Ace?" Game management is just bad. That was just a bad one. Yup. He's got to throw it away, bro. Yeah. He needs to throw it away. That sack was on Joe. Throw the ball away. Yeah, I can see that. I can see where you guys are coming from with that. Throw it away. Give yourself another chance. But here's the thing, right? It's on third down. And so he's just knowing that drive is going to end if he just throws it away. Like that's almost the Andy Dalton play there. But I mean, I get it. I think that Joe was just like the gravity of the game, 10-6. Do I let it like end on 10-6? I'm gonna take a chance, but at the end of the day, you guys are probably right. He probably just has to just know, you got to go in 10-6. You got to give a ball back to him. So I understand that logic there. That makes sense. We don't need any more trick plays. The one thing that I'll say though is this, and I think yeah, you can save yourself for the season, throw that away. Yeah, that's true because there's the aspect of him getting hurt on a play like that when you could have just thrown it away. Give yourself a chance to play another day. So I can understand that. I understand where you guys are coming from with that. How am I watching the game? I'm watching it on Sunday Ticket. I actually had a Sunday Ticket app in my TV. So that's how I'm watching it. Unfortunately, it causes it to have a delay. So that's why you guys see me like trying to not look at the screen and everything. But I guess I'll just do my halftime reaction here. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. So let's take a look at the stats real quick. So before I even get into the story of the stats, let me just give my opinion. We're going to cover the stats after this. In my opinion, it's been more of the same from what we've seen with this Bengals offense, right? They had one really good drive, and then they had other drives that were kind of erratic. They had one drive where they go in the first quarter and they get 3 there, which I'm not mad at, but it comes after they have a drive where they have a turnover that is somewhat costly, but luckily the defense holds the Raiders to 3, right? And that keeps them in the game. That makes it a tie game. Then they're able to have some success, but we're once again seeing like some questionable play calling and certain situational football. I've always talked about that too. The situational football is what they've had to improve on. All that being said, this is a game, given the circumstances of how it started, that you would probably expect them to be losing in this game. They're actually up right now 10-6. So that's the real standpoint of it, right? The Bengals defense, like most of the season, has come to play. The issue has been the offense being more efficient, choosing the right times to run the ball, being less predictable. And I feel like on the drive where they scored, they were not predictable. But there were a lot of times where it was like you just knew that the run to Joe Mixon on first down was coming. And, man, they just weren't even trying to, like, switch it up. They've got to change that. The other thing that I didn't see, I think there was just one of them. One deep pass to Jamar Chase comes in the I believe the second quarter. You would expect them to probably do that a little bit earlier. Like in the first quarter, I think that you at least should have done that, right? The one thing that I do like though, they got Tyler Boyd involved early and often. He's got 5 receptions right now on 42 yards. I didn't feel like they went back to T enough. They did get him 2 targets, but they were kind of spread out, right? And for me, if I'm going to give T some targets, me, myself personally, it's probably after I just went to Chase, right? Because that's going to open T up as the second receiver on the outside. The other thing that I've said is sometimes they need to go deep to T too. I don't think that they've done they've given him enough targets deep as well. Like I think he just squeezed one in there just so they know that T can hit them with that as well. But the running offense for me personally, from an offensive blocking standpoint, has not been good. That's been a continued struggle. So those are some of the bads and some of the positives. With that being said, Joe Burrow at halftime, 12 of 18, 78 yards. That's cool. But I thought that they had some things going, honestly, in the empty look at times, right? When the offensive line permitted some things. I didn't like how they didn't throw Chris Evans out until later. I think that they got to get him more involved in this game because it's less predictable when you have Evans in there. And you can just take those easy 3rd and 1s or those 3rd and shorts and just throw a little pitch or a screen to him. I don't even know if they've thrown a running back screen. They've thrown some tight end screens. I don't think we've seen a running back screen. So that's something that I would like to see as well. But so far, Evan McPherson went out there, took care of business. I was glad to see them do that. Let's get into some of the stats. You got Joe Burrow, as I said, 12 of 18 for 78 yards, has taken 2 sacks. It seemed like a loss of 11 yards, but it feels like he's gotten hit a lot more in the backfield, right? Like there's been a lot of hits. Like even though it's only 2 sacks, a lot of hits. You can't let him get hit that much. Now, some of those, like you guys have pointed out, has been for him holding on to the ball too long, primarily the one before the end of the half. I can agree with that. He's got to throw that away. But there were some situations where the offensive line from a run blocking and just pass blocking standpoint really weren't good, right? Let's talk about the running game. Bengals have been kind of creative in the running game, as you see it right here. They've given Joe Mixon a carry. They've given Tyler Boyd a reverse. They've given Jamar Chase 2 carries. One of them was just Joe Burrow on a run to try to pick up some yardage. I think he had about 2 of those to scramble to get away from the pressure. But so far, you've got Tyler Boyd with 6 targets. He catches 5 of those. You targeted Jamar Chase 3 times. He gets 1 reception for 9 yards. You got to get him more involved, right? He's your guy. And then T. Higgins, you gave him 2 targets. He got 1 of them. And so, they're doing some things offensively where they were kind of filling themselves out in this game. And I understand it. Like I said earlier, the Raiders are a good pass defense. That's one of the things that they hang their hat on. So we'll have to see what adjustments they make because they tried to get the tight ends involved earlier with Drew Sample, CJ Uzama. I'm not mad at that, but it didn't seem to be working. But, yeah, more Chris Evans. I think that you have to get more targets to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins as well. Get those guys to open up this offense, get less predictable. But given the circumstances that happen as far as the turnovers, they're in a pretty good space. Now, when we look at the flip side with the Raiders right now, Derek Carr is only 8 of 12 for 69 yards. That is pretty good for this Bengals defense, especially with what Derek Carr has been able to do this season. That's not bad at all. They've held Josh Jacobs, 5 carries for 16 yards. They're continuing to get good there with that. The Raiders started to bring in Kenyon Drake, and he started to have some kind of success there, like as a runner and as a passer, but the Bengals were able to kind of hold him at bay as well. And it's really just been Darren Waller, which we kind of expected, right? He's got 4 receptions for 52 yards, no touchdowns, though. That's the big key there. He's caught all of his 4 targets. But I like what they're doing against Darren Waller. They just got to try to limit him in the second half, make those adjustments to really focus in on Waller because nobody else is beating you. Hunter Renfro's got 1 catch for 4 yards. He's not doing anything. Foster Moreau, whoever that is, he's not really doing anything either. I think that was the guy that had the incomplete. So, really just focus on Darren Waller because they haven't even really targeted many receivers at all. It's almost like Bryan Edwards doesn't even exist for this team. So defensively, continue to do what you're doing. You're having some success there. The only thing that I can say defensively that I haven't seen out of them is they got to get some sacks. They got to get something there. They've gotten some pressure on plays, but we got to see more of it. And we've got to see them try to force some kind of turnovers because if this offense is going to continue to be kind of streaky, they're going to need some of those turnovers. So I don't know how they're going to get them, But I think that you want to at least try to force at least one turnover, whether it's a fumble, whether it's an interception, whatever that is. I think that you need to force that. It would be lovely if it came right after halftime, like on that possession that the Raiders have, because the Raiders can still take the lead, right? It's a 4-point game. It's a one-possession game. They can come out and finally have some success and do something here. This is what I actually want to see. The QB hits 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarterback hits, 2 sacks. The Bengals defense has gotten 1 quarterback hit, no sacks. So that's the only thing that I'm seeing there. Sometimes I saw instances where there were some missed tackles. I think certain guys cleaned it up, but there were some guys that had some missed tackles, so they got to clean that up in the second half. And I think that they just have to take it to the Raiders. I mean, this is a game that you're in on the road, but it's far from over. You can't let them get hot and gain momentum, because to me, football is all about momentum. And so we'll see what happens. Let me hop in the chat here. Appreciate that, bro. Somebody said, keep killing it, Set Metcalf. Appreciate that, bro. Burrow is hurt. I'm not. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Sometimes y'all just be trolling. Let's see. 4 hits and 2 sacks. I talked about that. I literally just said that. Cincinnati's pass rush. After Tyler Boyd, passes are being evenly distributed. All right. I'm not saying anything about Joe, bro. Like, somebody would have hit me. I think Joe's fine. Just the way that he's wired. But, yeah, man, we're going to have to. Oh, somebody said our run defense is not creative. No. I think I was saying the run offense. I think that they were trying to, and maybe I misspoke and said run defense. I was saying that they tried to get creative on run offense and do reverses and stuff like that instead of just giving it to Joe Mixon. So I might have misspoke there. That might have been on me. Our run defense is definitely, I don't think that it's creative. I think the run defense has been pretty good outside of some runs to Kenyon Drake. But, yeah, Mixon, that's another thing. I don't know how I didn't mention that. You got to be less predictable and improve that run game, like from a run blocking standpoint, everything. We got to get Joe Mixon out on some runs and give him some lanes and give him some opportunity to do something. Like, even throw him some screens. Like, we've gotten back to also not really getting him involved in the passing game. Like, for me, ideally, I would like to see Mixon and Chris Evans, right? Both of them used in the passing game, because that way when they're both on the field, you don't know what's coming. You don't know if it's a run. You don't know what it is. And also give Chris Evans some carries. Like, don't make it to the point where they just know when Chris Evans is on the field that it's a pass, right? We know that he can do that. We know that he can run great routes and all of that. But at least give him one, because, this is a guy that can shake people, can hit home runs, can make plays like that. And him and Mixon together could be lethal. But here we go. We're going to kick it off. I also say that the Raiders also were hurt a lot at the beginning of that game with some penalties and some mistakes they made. All right, Kenyon Drake takes it out a little bit past the 20. And we're going to get things going. There's a flag on the play. All right, they need to go ahead and looks like they're trying to fight over the ball. They are just not. So the Bengals player thinks that he has the ball. Ricardo Allen. Raiders player thinks that he has the ball. Let's see what happens. Big hit. He did bobble the ball. Hold on, they're trying to see if it's going our way. Looks like Pratt is trying to say if it's Joe is getting ready. I think it might be challenged, right? If you're Zach, you got to challenge this.
Receiving team, number 48. 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
Las Vegas keep the ball.
Okay, so they didn't call the fumble. I don't know if I would throw it now, given that, but if there's an angle where you can see it. All right, you're talking about that. No limp. He's good.
He's all good extra offensively for Burrow and the Bengals.
Joe's on the bike, getting some biking in. So that's why Joe got up. At first, I thought it was a possible fumble. So Raiders are going to start out at their 10-yard line. This is good news for the Bengals. Bengals come up to the line, and they're there. And Renfro is going to be open, and he's going to get stopped after a gain of about 8 or 9. I felt like it was 8, but they're saying 9.
For Las Vegas, keeping Cincinnati drives alive.
They got to get some pressure on Derek Carr, though.
14 more than the Raiders in that first half. Total yards, neither.
So let's see. We're going to see what's rocking.
So far. And what Evan just reported, Zach Taylor said they really want to.
All right, so 2nd and 1 here.
Let's see if they actually stick to that.
Bengals have the 3 corners in. All right, it's going to be a gain of a first down by Jacobs. Really only got about 2 to 3. So that's going to be a 1st and 10. So they're out here in their nickel defense. All right. 1st and 10. Let's see. Coming out in the nickel again. Looks like the Raiders are coming out under center. All right. Sean Jackson is on the outside. All right, and it's a reverse to Deshaun Jackson. He's got some green, but Mike Hilton makes the heads-up play to stop it. So it's only about a gain of about 5, I think. But he stopped that because there was a lot of green in front of him. Looks like it's a gain of 4. All right. So they see him coming on the reverse. Mike Hilton gets off of his receiver and comes and makes the tackle. So good stop there by Mike Hilton from the nickel corner position. All right. Look again. Josh Jacobs is going to eat up through that middle and get close to a first down. Now they're starting to get the ball to Josh Jacobs here. So something that the Raiders don't normally do. They're starting to mix in a lot of run game here. Josh Jacobs is talented, right? He's having a little bit of a down year, but they clearly are trying to get him some runs here. All right. So 1st and 10. Under center look again here from the Raiders. All right, and it's a reverse by Brian Edwards. Jesse Bates reads it. I think he got him behind the line. It was a big hit, but I think it was a tackle for loss. It depends on the spot. Bates read that. He just comes straight forward. I think that's going to bring up 3rd down, 4th down. Are they going to go for it? This is where you have to watch for the fake, right? It's a 4th and 1. But they're in their own territory, so they're going to go ahead and punt it. So great start for the Bengals defense there. All right, and little bit of a corner kick there. Darius Phillips is going to get it at the 15. 14. All right, so that is exactly how you would have wanted that to go. That is what this Bengals defense can do. They'll stifle a team. Next thing you know, and that's one of the things I talked about too. The Raiders also struggle on 3rd down conversion. Both of these teams struggle with it. When you look at the numbers, it's almost crazy. They struggle with it. Bates, though, making that play, pay that man. Pay that man. Yeah, who was that saying Jesse Bates is washed? Nah, bruh. Nah. So we'll see, but that was a great drive for the defense. Now, offense, we've been saying this all season. Y'all been watching me. The offense has to take this situation and cash in. You got to cash in. That's a chess move there. That brings the momentum back to the Bengals right now. And if they are able to get a touchdown here, that can help them start to widen the gap between them and the Raiders, right? They can put their foot on the pedal. If it's me, if you're asking what would I do in this situation, honestly, probably first play, I'm just going to go deep to either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase, just off the break. That might be a little too risky, though. So I might just do that off the break just to see. Yes, I'm risking a 2nd and 10, but it could be a catch. It could be a penalty that's drawn. It could be a flag that's drawn. So I would just off the break say, like, we're ready to get this thing going. The last thing that I want to see right now is a run on first down, because they have literally done that so many drives. And I keep saying that because they keep doing it. That is not what I want to see on first down. Go deep to Chris Evans. The other thing that you could do too, right? Do a screen to Joe Mixon or a screen to Chris Evans or something like that. I'm even down with that. A running back screen. Let them try to get out in space and do some things, right? So we'll see what happens. Bates making plays. Yes, he's going to do that. He still got some time to make plays throughout the season. So let's see. I'm going to have to see now. Every time with this being delayed, I got to move off because it's just going to spoil the joint for me. But yeah, let's see what they do here. I think the screen just said that it was a pass to Chase, but I guess I can see how it plays out. I did take it off now, so I can't get spoiled. But here's a 1st and 10. All right, from the 15. All right, play action to Chase. I like it. Chase is gonna break a bunch of tackles too. Let's get it. That's what you got to do. You scare them there, right? You get a first down pass on first down. Woo! Nice route by Chase. In traffic too. In traffic. All right, so here we go here. Here comes T in motion. Joe is under center. All right. Here's a run to Mixon. The lane is open, and he's going to get a little gain there. Probably his biggest gain, his second biggest gain of the day there. 5-yard pickup for Joe Mixon. So nice run there. Makes it a 2nd and 5. We'll see what happens. Looks like that Vikings game, they end up winning that one 34-31. Wow. All right, 2nd and 5. Under the center look, Drew Sample's going to come in motion. 2nd down here. It's another run to Mixon. Mixon's close to a first down. It's probably going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Probably not. Please don't run that reverse again on 3rd and 1. Let's see what we're going to do here. I think you just run it up the gut with Mixon again. Now they're kind of jumpy because of that. I think he even pulled Chase in motion. Oh, they're going to go. Oh, man. They're going empty. All right, now they're going to bring Mixon back. So they're going to try to keep the defense off balance here. Maybe they think about the draw play. Nope. It's going to be a quick hitter to Tyler Boyd. He's going to get a first down, and he's close to the 50. Bengals offense starting to build some momentum here. Slowly building it up here. Let's see where they go here. So they got another first down. All right. And that's a smart play there. Stanley Morgan and Uzama blocking. They're just waiting for TB to get the catch there. 13 first downs for this offense so far. All right, under center. Joe's deep in the backfield. Fleeficker fake, and Joe's almost got a first down. Fleeficker fake. I've never seen that before. Mixon fakes like he's going to pitch it, holds onto it, and runs. Whoop! Hey, I like that. I like that play call right there. Joe slips and falls, but gets a gain of 8 there. I like that. I like the creativity there. Just when we talked about not being creative in the run game at halftime, they come out here and do some more. 2nd and 2 here for Joe and the Bengals offense. They're finally past the 50. And this is when they like really kind of cut it on, is in the second half offensively. Joe's looking, clean pocket. There's got to be a flag there, and he gets it. T. Higgins. Higgins was stumbling. It had to be on facing. Defense. That's what you got to do. Get T involved. I talked about it. Get T involved. That's still a good thing there, right? Holding, definitely holding there. Right. So I like how the Bengals offense is flowing right now. Gets that penalty. Now you get into the red zone. This is where you start to get, I think, Joe Mixon involved. Maybe you even get Uzama involved, right? Like, this is the territory where you keep them on their heels. They don't know what's coming, and you just eat. You get these 5-yard chunks. Joe's going to take a timeout because the play clock's going down. That's a mistake. But not a mistake by Joe, right? But a mistake for them to let the clock get down there and burn a timeout. Second half timeout is crucial, right? Because you just never know. But hopefully they keep those other two, and they still have the 2-minute warning. So let's see what they do here. But they got some momentum going, so we'll see what happens. Somebody says Zach Taylor's play calling is either vanilla or exquisite. But it's still saying 3rd and 1.
I work at FedEx.
Sometimes vanilla can be tasty if you're in the mood for it. Zach is definitely, he makes adjustments. That's what, like, the biggest strength of Zach Taylor. He's not perfect, right? But when he goes out and he struggles with something, he's going to make an adjustment towards that, right? Like, that's his biggest strength. He knows what he's done wrong. He knows how he needs to, react or what he needs to do later. So sometimes he's reactionary, right? And that can come to a fault because he'll come out and do the wrong thing, and that'll hurt us, right? And then he reacts and makes adjustments, and then you start to see things that make more sense in certain situations. And that's just how he is. That's the difference for me between him and Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis was kind of, his downfall was not that he didn't make adjustments. He didn't second guess himself. He just kind of forced the same thing that he was already doing that wasn't working. He just kept going with it. And that's really the issue there, was the lack of, looking at yourself and saying, hey, what I'm doing isn't working. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I need to switch it up. He didn't do that. Zach does that. Now, that's the one thing that I will say. Now, he won't give up the play calling, but he will, adjust to whatever bad play calling that he's made in games and in situations, right? Like, he comes back with that third. I think it was the reverse, right? He did the 3rd and 1. He did the reverse, and it was like, man, that was a bad time to call that. Then he comes back on the drive that they score, and then he runs that on 1st down, right? Like, right after they had just given it to Mixon all of those times. And so he's a guy that kind of learns from his mistakes. He's not a perfect coach, but that's his biggest strength, I think. All right, love Stanley Morgan. Stanley Morgan is a good blocker. I think that's one of the reasons they like to keep him in. He's like a hard-nosed, kind of bring your lunch pail type receiver. He's not going to catch many balls. I would like to see them try to target him so that people won't just expect that it's just kind of some run stuff. But he's a really good blocker. Here's a 1st and 10 here. Fake reverse to Stanley Morgan, and they're going to give it to him, right? When I just talked about it, they're going to give it to Stanley Morgan on a reverse. He's going to get about a gain of 3. I like that because it's not predictable, right? Usually when you see Stanley Morgan come in, it's like, oh, they're running this play or he's going to block. And now they just gave it to him, right? So there's a target there. Keep them on their heels. Use guys that they're not expecting. Throw in guys like Chris Evans and stuff like that to just throw them off, because they're going to have to react to that. Drew Sample comes in motion here on 2nd and 7. And here comes T in motion, and they're going to fake it to T, and it's going to be a run to Joe Mixon, and it's going to be a loss there. right? So they had some things going there. They tried to do some misdirections. They tried to have it pitched out, but they were just there, man. The Raiders, ironically, they're really statistically not good in run defense, but it seems like they've really made that a key. They probably know that, this is a guy in Joe Mixon that can break this game open. So they're making them fight for it. And now we're in the 3rd and 9. And now a drive that really was just going very well, all of a sudden, is somewhat tricky here. But they brought Chris Evans in. They got the stack look. They got a receiver off to the left. They may have somebody missing over the top. And it's another sack. It's another sack. That is how these drives have ended, bro. That is how these drives have ended. Who gets beat on that play? Let's see. All right, unfortunately, it's Quentin Spain, and it's a blitz, too, from the safety. So that's a 4th and 17. Are they still in field goal range? Yes, they are for Evan McPherson. So this is why you got McPherson. It's a dome. This is what he does. This is why you got him. 53-yard attempt after hitting the 54 one earlier. It's a dome, so there's no wind. You bring your rookie kicker in that you drafted, and he comes up big and puts some points on the board. So you would want that to be 7. I'm not mad at if people want that to be 7. The 13 is cool, but at the end of the day, defense has to keep playing more. The one thing I will say is that drive did take some time off of the clock, but still not a comfortable lead. The Raiders can still come back from this. This is still a 1-score game. So, unfortunately, that sack, man, the offensive line struck at the wrong time. And it seems like we've said that so many times this season. It always comes within the context of when they give up these sacks. That's now the 3rd sack of the game, unfortunately, by my man Spain. But honestly, the other thing at play there is they sent 5 guys, so they had the safety blitz there. I'm not sure if he knew who to block on that play. Let me see if they're talking about it on Twitter. But that's been one of the issues too. Is the blitzers and stuff. But I thought that play calling was extremely creative coming out of halftime. I thought that they did a lot of good things there. Only thing was I would have wanted it to be 7, but I'm not mad at that. So let's see what this Bengals defense does, which they've been pretty good against Derek Carr so far. Hopefully they can try to keep these guys at bay and keep this thing going. So far, Bengals up 13-6. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. We truly appreciate that. That enters you also into our giveaway for the jersey of your choice. Once we get to 15,000 subs, we also are doing a giveaway in this. Well, not a giveaway, but I think a Q&A. So all of my loyal subscribers, if you guys want to do a Q&A after the show, maybe this evening, maybe sometime or something like that, we just got to get this to 500 likes. 500 likes is all we got to do, and then we'll probably do one later tonight. If not, I might just do one anyway, but I'd like to see if we can get those up. I said 500. I thought we would get there. We're at 150 right now. I'll go and say 450. If we can get to 450, we should be able to do that, right? We got 420 people watching. It's already 151 likes. I think if we can get to 450 by the end of this game, I will do one tonight. You got my word. As far as the giveaways, I might give away something. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how many people start to watch. If we get to like 700 or 800 people watching, I might do a giveaway for like some free Bengals gear or something like that. We'll see. We're getting close to the holidays, so we might want to give some stuff away. All right. So, we're going to kick it back off to the Raiders. That was, I think, a decent drive for the Bengals offense, at least from a play calling perspective.
So a lot going on right now in the AFC.
All right.
Tennessee, who saw that coming today in the loss to Houston? Baltimore gets it done.
Tennessee lost.
New England has emerged. Kansas City.
This thing is a log jam, bro, in the AFC right now.
And then all the other teams that currently occupy a wild card and in the hunt, including these two.
All right, here we go. Derek Carr takes over under center. It's going to be a run to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is just going to run right through them, break some tackles, and nearly get to midfield there. That was just not what you could have happen there. Looks like they're trying to kind of use some of that Nick Chubb kind of energy. And honestly, man, the trenches, they are just being worked as far as the defensive line right now. They've got to improve that. Let's see what they do here. So 1st and 10 after that game by Jacobs. So they're actually at the 40, their own 40. I thought that they were about to get to the 50. 1st and 10, shotgun look here. Bates creeps up a little bit. All right, Bengals in a zone look. They almost get there. Ogunjobi almost gets there, right? And it's going to be Sam Hubbard that tracks him down after a gain of about 3. That was the first time I've seen a Bengals defender in the backfield there, making some pressure happen. Larry Ogunjobi gets through there after that one, kind of wrecks that play, and it's going to be a 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2. Bengals don't really blitz that much, so that's one of the things. They really run a heavy kind of zone look. That's just what they do. But here we go. 2nd and 8. Looks like Carr's making some adjustments. It looks like Hilton is in man. All right, they're showing some kind of man kind of look here, and they're just sniffing that one out, and Hubbard comes up with a big major loss there. So Bengals doing some high-level things, some 4D chess there on defense. They initially showed like they were going to be in zone and then went to a man look, right? And then they're just going to get them and read that whole play there with Josh Jacobs. Hubbard took advantage of that, and that's what Hubbard could do. He's really good on the edge against the run. That's one of the things I think that he's known for, right? Can still rush the passer too, but that's just one of the major things that he's in. That forces a 3rd and 12, 3rd and long. Now Carr is going to go deep. He's going deep. Nope, out of bounds. Solid coverage by Cheeto. No fly zone. No flag zone either. Let's get it. 3 and out. This is the Bengals defense that we saw before. And honestly, it never really left. It really was just that the offense wasn't really converting, and they just got tired and worn out. These are the situations that they have given the Bengals offense this season. Like, the only time that they haven't looked like that, I take that back. That Jets game, bro, that was the first time I've ever seen them look that uncomfortable. The Jets were really just driving down on them. But majority of the season, this is what it's really looked like. Right? The Bengals offense just has to give them something to work with. Here comes Darius Phillips at the 10-yard line. Oh, my goodness. He took a major hit there, but the ball luckily went out of bounds. Darius Phillips is down. Hopefully he's okay. That was a big hit, bro. That was a big hit there. He got hit by a tight end. That guy is way bigger than And, this is major. Darius Phillips, after he fumbles, sees the ball, taps it out of bounds. That was a major key for Darius Phillips there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was a major key for Darius Phillips to do that, because that ball was live and back in bounds and could have been picked up. Darius Phillips takes the hit, makes the smart play, sees it under the pile, pushes it out of bounds. So smart play there by Darius Phillips after taking a huge hit there. Still was smart enough to push that out. Defense is playing well, I agree. Defense is definitely helping win this game for us. We got to see Joe and this offense come out here and continue to put up some productive, efficient drives like we just saw, right? We just saw them do that. You got to lead with 7, though. I think if you can get a 7 here, I think that's major, just the way that this game is kind of going. The Raiders kind of being lethargic a little bit on offense. I think if you do that, then you're going to get into some opportunities where you can let Hendrickson and Hubbard just run off of the edge and try to get some sacks. Let's see. We need to get Auden Tate returning kicks and punts. That is not what Auden Tate does. Auden Tate is like 6'5" and not that fast. You probably would rather have him blocking on a punt return or something like that, Zeke. I can't agree with you on that one. Why not try Puka over Darius Phillips? I I think you could put in Puka and Darius Phillips. I think you have them back both as like your kick returners. I think that they should try Puka, but the one thing I will say is that Darius Phillips thing right there, that was a heads-up play by him to push it out. If you're going to make a mistake, you got to just, live with it, but make sure it doesn't become a bigger mistake, because if he doesn't push that ball out of bounds, the Raiders are literally taking it over on your doorstep. Yeah, Phillips is the GOAT for that one. Somebody else said that. Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. Time to get this offense rolling. Let's get it cracking. I haven't even been watching this whole schedule change has thrown it off. You guys know that I usually talk about what's going on in the red zone. I feel like since all of the AFC North teams really played earlier, it's kind of taking some of my interest out and away from some of those other games. But here we go. We got Joe Burrow taking over here at the 20. Under center look here. It's going to be that run to Mixon, but now it's open on the edge, and Chase is gonna hold his block, and that's going to lead to a first down. And Mixon is still going. Mixon is woo. That was a heart play right there. And great blocking by everybody, even all the way down to Jamar Chase. He runs into Jamar Chase. Luckily, he's okay. But Mixon just wasn't going down. And Jamar Chase is not a small guy. Jamar Chase is like 200 pounds, bro. 6 foot. Corners are like 160. I talked earlier about corners don't want to see somebody like Mixon coming around that edge. All right, here we go. Another run to Joe Mixon. He's still eating. Mixon gets about a gain of 4 there. Bengals offensive line playing a lot better in the run blocking aspect. They're pushing guys back, opening those lanes. But this is where you can't just keep feeding it to Joe. You still got to mix it up. Let's see what he does here. 2nd and 5 after 2 runs. I think this is where you hit them with a play action if it's me. If it's me, I go with a play action. But we'll see what they end up doing here. It's under center. The only thing is the risk with play action is you risk the sack, right? So maybe they're not thinking about that. Looks like some Samaje Perine here. 2nd and 5. This might be Perine almost stumbled a little bit, gets about a gain of 3 there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, I think. Let's see. All right. So 3rd and 3. Let's see what they go with here, right? So they're going with the empty look again. 3rd and 3. They're at the Raiders 45. They got to watch those free rushers. They're not showing it, though. They're only going to rush 4. They're going to get Uzomah for a first down. I talked about getting Uzomah the ball. They went right to him. He gets the first down. On this one, on 1st and 10, now with it being a 1st and 10, I might take the risk and do the play action. Chris Evans is actually in on that play, too. Looks like he was running down the field. I'm going to run a play action with probably Chris Evans, if it's me, just to throw him off. Let's see. Under center look here. They bring Sample back into the backfield. It's a pitch to Joe Mixon. Woo, nice block by Drew Sample. Mixon goes down after he gets about a gain of 5 there. Drew Sample, I like the block. You guys know how I feel about Drew, but I'm going to give him credit where he deserves it. Comes back into the backfield. I like this creative run here. Drew Sample just steps up and puts that 89 on the guy, and that helps break Joe out. Mixon keeps slipping, though. I don't know what's going on, why he keeps falling down without the contact. Must be something with the cleats or something. I'm not sure. But 2nd and 4 here. I think that you might want to go to T here. T's out left. All right, play action. Burrow sees it, and he spins out of the sack and gets the first down. I think that the defender was trying to get him to fumble from behind. All right, so Burrow gets the first down there, spins out of a sack, and runs and converts that. That's major. All right, they're going to commercial break. I call CJ. I don't even know how you saying that. Uzama. Now y'all messing me up. Uzama. That spin move. He put him in the spin cycle. Somebody said the grass is super slippery. Yeah, it looked like it. Because that's like the second time he's been like out of open field, trying to make a move and just fail. I think UNLV played there last night for the Titans. Yeah, the field doesn't seem like it's in the best conditions. I saw the turf come up at the beginning of the game. That's crazy.
It's smaller, lighter, and a lot more convenient than my old leather one.
Big man Uzo.
Ridge is a huge upgrade. Get your Ridge wallet at Ridge.com.
Umi Zumi. That's what you're saying. Uzama. This game is going great. So far. We just gotta, if we can punch this in, man, we just gotta keep that momentum going. Keep the clamps on the Raiders. Keep the run game going. Just get out of here with a W. That's all you gotta do. Get out with a W. Because you got the Steelers going against the Chargers. And that's just, for me, just after I further really looked into the stats, that's just a nightmare matchup for, I think, Pittsburgh going on the road. Even though they're going to have their fans there, but going on the road, playing in a primetime game, the offensive struggles that they've had, you're going to have everybody looking at it on display now. So you got Ben going against Herbert. So that's a game that I feel like the Chargers could potentially win. That would help the Bengals. They could move up to second, I believe, in the AFC North with that. So huge thing, not to look too forward, but that's why they got to come out here and try to get this win, because there's so much on the line right now in the AFC, with everything going how it is right now. So let's see. See what happens here. Just gotta hold on and try to get this dub, man. Try to get more of a lead, build that lead. So they're gonna come out here with the empty look on 1st and 10. Chris Evans is in the game. All right, he's looking. Almost hits Drew Sample. Drew Sample's gonna drop it there. So gotta catch that, Drew. They're starting to get Drew Sample involved, and I'm not mad at it because they spent a second-round pick on him. He's a guy that nobody's really expecting. Luckily for the Raiders, they were expecting it with Perriman. It goes through the hands. He slaps it. So hopefully they can get Sample more involved. I like them doing that. Obviously, we always want the best for our players. I don't want to talk bad about any guys. I've actually spoken positively about Sample in this game. So we'll see. They got a heavy look here. Chase comes in motion. It's a fake pitch to Chase. Mixon is just, they just read it out. They read that out. And that's another loss. This Bengals running offense is just all over the place. Loss of 5 there.
They've seen this play before. You're just replacing number 17 as a receiver with number 80.
Right. They're just reading it. It's just predictable there. So now you find yourself in the 3rd and 15. And now this is where you got to do some stuff here, right? You got to get Chase. You're probably going to Chase, and that's what makes this so somewhat predictable with that. All right. Looks like Joe's seeing something here, calling something out at the line. Decides to go with the screen pass to Perine. And they're going to get inside the 35. So they're going to send out the kicker, I think, again. All right. This is why you drafted Evan McPherson. This is when people on AFC North talk, and I'm not talking about anybody individually. I'm talking about fans and all of that. Kickers don't matter. A kicker has you with this lead right now, right? You need these, especially in a dome game. Like, you need to have a guy that can hit 50-yarders Evan McPherson, this is 51 here. If he hits this is 3 50-yard field goals that this man has made for you, right? This is why this guy was compared, and Bengals fans were calling him Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is in a class by himself. I totally agree with people saying that. But this is a guy that can come in and hit these 50-yarders for you, especially in a dome, and do things like that and come up big. So big game for McPherson. That gives the Bengals the lead 16-6. But they got to get 7, man. They got to get 7 sooner or later. I'm not mad at that. But in the next drive or so, they have to get 7 to put this game out of reach, because now it's a 2-possession game, right? But you still got some time left here, and the run game hasn't been working. So I don't know if you can rely on that to really run the clock out. So you got to get 7. You still got to get 7 after that. But that's better than nothing. All right. So on that drive, I'll say like they just got too obsessed with the run. I feel like on that drive, right? Not the worst drive in the world. Take some time off of the clock. But sometimes it's like they just overrun. They just forcing the run a little too much, where you can still kind of catch them off balance with going to chase and stuff like that. Where are the deep plays to chase? Where are the deep shots to tee? That's something that they got to concentrate on trying to do. Maybe they're worried because this is a game that but Burrow is taking some hits. You guys talk about possibly ownership playing a role. I'm not here to say whether they are or not, but it could be like after they saw that knee kind of get up with the limping, it could have been something like, hey, you got this lead, just run the ball. So we'll have to see what happens. But honestly, I feel like if your defense holds here, or if they can force a turnover, I talked about that too. Try to get a turnover, then you can kind of really put this one away. Like even if you get another field goal after this, but at the end of the day, this offense should really, at least at minimum, be putting up about 25 points, right? If they get 23, it's not the end of the world. They did a great job in holding a good Raiders offense to a low score. And that's hard to say, right? Because the Raiders, they did end up losing Henry Ruggs. That probably changes what they can do offensively. And obviously, they've seen that, and prayers to the victims in the Henry Ruggs situation. But they've tried to replace him with Deshaun Jackson, who just got here. And so the Bengals defense has probably been able to play them a lot easier because you don't really have that guy that can take the top off of the defense. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier to focus against this passing offense that the Raiders have. So let's see what they're going to go with here against Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. When is Trey Waynes coming back? I'm not sure if they know when Trey Waynes is coming back yet. I think it's still a situation with the hamstring. Those kind of linger. The contract situation, right? Like, I'm not sure when they think that he's going to be back. Honestly, they don't really need him. They've only given up 6 points so far, and knock on wood. But they've been able to make this happen with Eli Apple and some of the guys they have there. All right, so they're going to get it to Waller there, and the key is just get Waller down. They're going to get Waller down at about the 50, 25-yard gain. That's Darren Waller, though. I mean, it's Darren Waller. He's one of the top tight ends in the league. You just got to try to contain him. You can't let this game rip open. And so he's just finding some of these spots in the zone and taking advantage of them. And now the Raiders are at the 50. Right, so here comes Derek Carr and the Raiders. 1st and 10. All right, and the Bengals are going to send the blitz with Mike Hilton, and they get in there, but Waller is wide open again, and he's going to get a big gain there. Back to back is just wide open there. Another one for 31. Let's see what happened here. So they sent the Mike Hilton blitz. And I'm not sure what was happening there with the linebackers on that play. Reeder gets to the quarterback, but he hung in there, and now they're in the red zone, right? So this is where you got to tighten up here. If you hold them to like 9, you're still good. They got Waller out here with Von Bell. So one-on-one, that's something to pay attention to. Jesse Bates is telling Logan Wilson to get out there. He's telling Cheeto to switch up. So Bates just tried to switch the communication there, right? And Logan Wilson's going to get caught slipping for a touchdown. Yikes. Foster Moreau. They see that the Bengals are looking like, hey, get over there, and Logan Wilson gets caught with his back turned in a situation he's not really familiar with, but they see it. Once Derek Carr sees that, he just went right for it. In that situation, as a defender, when you're kind of guarding that, you're supposed to kind of look at the receiver's eyes for any kind of clue. It's a tough situation to be in because your back is to the quarterback and to the pass, right? But you got to kind of react and watch what's going on there. It didn't seem like Logan Wilson really reacted to anything from the tight end. Didn't even really kind of get his hands up there, just tried to make the tackle, right? Maybe he's worried about a pass interference or something like that, but even in that situation, you just put your arms up. So Derek Carr threads the needle. Now that's the situation that you're in because you only got 3 on that last drive. It's now 16 to possibly 14. It's probably going to be 14. I doubt that they're going to go for 2 here. But this is why it's important to keep your foot on the gas and try to get 7. You got 3 so many times. You got to get 7. Got to get 7 on this next drive. Somebody said they should have called a timeout. Rick Holly. They could have, but I don't know if I would have in that situation, especially with a game this tight. You only be left with 1 timeout. I don't know if I would have burned the timeout in that situation, but I can understand why you would feel that way. Mike S. says, who they, what up, Ace? What's up, bro? Logan Wilson on Waller is not a winning recipe. I agree, bro. They got to score some touchdowns.
You know how some carriers give you
Joey B has to come back and try to cash in some touchdowns.
I don't think so. This Black Friday, get the amazing iPhone 13 Pro when you trade in your older damaged phone. You break it, we upgrade it. You mistletoe, champagne snow.
So we'll see what happens.
We upgrade it whether you're a current.
But yeah, that was just a Darren Waller drive. He is starting to break this game open. You know that he's their best player on offense. You know that he's their number 1 target. And now he is busting it open with the 6 reception, 108-yard game and a touchdown. So how do you adjust to that? You got to kind of almost double team that guy. At this point, it's hard to double team, though, because the Bengals don't really play much man. Sometimes for the most part, they play zone, right? They'll have some man zone looks. But whatever that look is, Lou, I think you need to go to it. Like, just take Darren Waller away. That's honestly all you have to really focus on is doing that because they just showed on that drive. They just went to Darren Waller literally every single play. It worked. They're going to come back with it. So you got to come back with your offense and try to get a touchdown here. Can't take 3. Got to get a touchdown. Because they found something with their with their offense. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Waller. They went to another tight end. They went to Monroe. My bad. Moreau or whatever. He's the one that caught the touchdown. But they got to stay on those tight ends. All right. They're giving Darius Phillips the opportunity to run it. He's going to get a nice return out to about the 35. A good return from him on that one. Let's see what we get going here. Yeah, Bates is going to tell him. Oh, he's going to tell him to be on D-Jax. All right. Whew. That's a tough position for Logan Wilson to be in. He's not used to being out like that, right? All right, here comes Joey B. Takes the snap from the shotgun. He's looking. Higgins has the ball close to a first down. Not running on first down. I talked about that. Not being predictable. Higgins gets cooking here. I think a gain of 9, right?
Well, Zach Taylor made a calculated play to run that screen and set up the third field goal for Evan McPherson, feeling like his defense was fully in control. The Las Vegas Raiders went right downfield against that defense.
All right, so 2nd and 1 here. Under center. Joe Mixon gets the pitch. Jonah's out on the left. Mixon cuts inside to get the first down. He's got it. Smart play there by Mixon. Didn't like what was happening in front of him. Cuts it up real quick. Gets the first down. Moves it forward. Would like to see more there. Joe's clearly frustrated.
First game coming off the bye in 5 straight seasons. Outscored those games. 186.
All right, so they're moving towards midfield here. At the 50, Joe takes over. All right, under center look here. First and 10. Play action fake. Going deep. All right, incomplete to Jamar Chase. Double coverage there. I'm not mad at it. You got to throw it just in case. All right, hitch and go. Casey Hayward. And the safety came over and just made a great play. See, I talked about earlier corners having help over the top. That's what you call help over the top. Safety is supposed to be able to come over there and help them. All right. Hopefully Chase isn't banged up. Chase is off of the field. 2nd and 10. Shotgun look here for Joe. All right, he's dropping back. And he's going to find Mike Thomas, who always seems to come in and get some receptions. Gain of 12 there for Mike Thomas.
The toughness of this wide receiver core, the Bengals cannot be
right. We haven't seen Auden Tate so far in this game. I think Tate is actually out, though. I think he was inactive for this game.
And it's not to say that they're not tough.
If anybody was wondering where he's at. Chase is back in the game. You got TB out there. You also have T. Higgins. All right. 1st and 10 here. Higgins comes in motion. All right. So run here to Mixon. Gets tripped up. Gets about a gain of 1 or 2 there, depending on where they spotted at.
And we will see this throughout.
They're going to give him 1.
The finish of this game, I believe, Zach Taylor told our Evan Washburn they want to continue to pound the football with Joe Mixon.
And they're going to do that to try to keep the clock going, right? That's the whole key is you also want to take some time away because time is also on your side with the lead. But you got to get this touchdown for that to make sense. All right, here it is, 2nd and 9. It's a pitch here. They got some blockers out in front. Mixon's got it. He's going to make a cut. Mixon gets probably his best run of the day down to the 20-yard line. There it is, Joe Mixon. Finally gets a big gain there. Let's go, Joe. Joe and Joe, let's get it. Drew Sample coming out, man. I love when they put Drew Sample. Maybe that's the key. Maybe the key is have Drew Sample in the back. All right, Joe's getting a quick snap here. He's going to run it. He's going to run out of bounds here. Take that. I think he's going to get about a gain of 3 or 4 yards there. What happened? Looks like Joe was looking for something there. And shout out to Elvis Tejada that just sent me $1 on Cash App. Appreciate you, bro. Good looks. All right, 2nd and 6. So that's a gain of 4 there on the Joe scramble. Hurried up and just kind of caught them off balance there. All right, Joe is changing something here at the line. You cannot call a timeout here, guys. Oh, my goodness, bro. What is going on? We shouldn't have to call timeouts because we don't have guys set at the line. Not in the 4th quarter. You can't be stuck with 1 timeout in the 4th quarter, bro. Whew. Guys, I don't know what's going on with that one, bro. I don't know why they called a timeout here. It's 8 minutes left in the game. They claim that there were 12 men on the field.
The Bengals, are they trying to get their timeout back?
Yeah, they're going to turn this.
Oh, okay. They're claiming that there were 12 men on the field, so they want the timeout back.
So that's why they have to call the timeout.
Hold on, let's see.
Get some assistance on this.
Because, bro, that is not what you want to do. You burn one earlier for the same reason. Should never have to burn a timeout like that.
They're going to take a look.
You get 40 seconds, I think.
Question, were there 12 men on the field for Las Vegas?
This is wild, where there are 12 men on the field.
So we'll step aside. We'll take a look, as will the officials come back to Vegas.
I don't know what's up with that. But hopefully, if they notice that and can get that timeout back, that's major. Raiders have 3 timeouts, bro.
To brush away gray in 5 easy minutes.
Jamar Chase needs a touchdown.
And always put your best face forward.
I don't know, like, this is a situation where I don't think that you should force it to him potentially in this situation. I think you try to go at T. Higgins because the Raiders have to know that that's probably coming, right? Like, oh, Joe's about to try to go to Chase for a touchdown. And obviously they were still expecting it with the double coverage. I'm not saying not to go to Chase, but I think you got to be creative in the way that you go to him because this defense is going to be expecting that. You might want to use him as a decoy in this situation and then hit somebody else, whether it's Uzama, whether it's T, maybe it's even Boyd, right? This is what I would probably do. I would probably come out with some kind of formation that may be like a double stack with Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase and have Chase be the decoy to draw the defense inside on like a slant and probably have Tyler Boyd do like an outside, maybe a 5-yard out or something like that and just watch the defense go with Jamar Chase, hit Boyd for an open touchdown or T, whoever you want to do it to or whoever you want to put there, even if it's CJ, you do something in that situation. Make Chase be the decoy that the defense is going to concentrate on and open one of those guys out for an easy touchdown. That's probably what I would probably try to do. Who Dey? What's up, Zeke? Let's go. Somebody said they need a CJ touchdown now. Live and direct. Nice replay of the 12-man. What up, TV coverage?
Thanks. Captain Fear, what are you so afraid of? Spiders?
Somebody said his arm string. Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow has never – I don't know what that whole thing is about, bro. Like, is Tom Brady's arm strength the issue? Is Kirk Cousins' arm strength the issue? Like, honestly, like, he's one of the best deep passers in the league right now. Statistically, air yards, all of that, every metric, he's not had an issue with that. And like when you talk about short to middle passes, he like lasers stuff in. So I'm not buying that whole thing. So too many men on the field, so they are going to get the flag. So smart play there from the coaching staff to preserve that timeout, get that penalty, and get things going.
Who's in, who's out? He was hustling to try and get there, but the snap was done in time. Cincinnati wins the challenge.
1st and 5, get the timeout back. Under center, Drew Sample. You might want to just run it out here, man, honestly. Talk about cutting down the turnovers. This is one of those situations. You get into the red zone, you start to hand the ball off. You really only want to pass when you have to in these situations. Like you talk about 3rd downs. You want to see where your run game goes, see if Joe can kind of crease through there, get some more yardage, break off one for a touchdown. We saw him do it earlier, right? Keep feeding Joe Mixon. This is a situation where you feed him. Red zone, that gives you the highest chance of getting some here. Now, they do have Chase one-on-one on outside, but I'm probably still here on the 2nd and 1 going with the run. And he's going to be close there again. He's right there. See, this is a situation where if you had a quarterback that you weren't worried about getting hurt, you probably just get them to do a quick, QB dive here, like QB sneak. But given the circumstances with Joe, they're not going to do that. So now we got a 3rd and 1. This is a situation where you kind of pass. This is where I'm probably looking for CJ Uzama. So we'll see. 3rd and 1 here. Let's see what the look is. Under center again. And they're going to give it to P-Ron. That's a smart play. They're probably not expecting you to go to P-Ron. You convert that and just keep running. They actually brought in their big package with Isaiah Prince, goal line package, I think. Right, Drew Sample again, bro. I'm going to have to – y'all going to be mad at me because I'm going to be giving Drew Sample a lot of props for his blocking because it's showing up here on film. Drew Sample is doing this thing. Auden Tate is in street clothes on the sideline, just to confirm. Let's see. Now this is, you don't have to do this. Shotgun on first and goal. I would just line up and keep going with Joe Mixon here. Bro, there's no reason to do this. There's no reason to do this. This is where I'm getting frustrated. There's no reason to be running shotgun in goal line territory after you just picked up first down. It looks like Tyler Boyd might be hurt too. He is frustrated. It looks like he might have hurt his ankle on that play. This turf is horrible. So now, after that second and goal, yeah, Zach, I don't know what you were thinking. Now you're passing it again. So let's see what they do, bro. All right, it's a drop play. You're going to get a gain there. Probably 4, 3. Bro. Can't play 4D chess once you get into the red zone, man. The one good thing, though, is the clock is still running. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left. All right. You gotta take a shot here. You gotta get 7, as I said earlier. T. Higgins on the outside. No motions. Chase! Let's go. Let's go, baby. Chase. Let's go. Gritty. Big gritty. Let's go. We needed that, baby. Woo! Chase just finds the corner of the end zone there. They're running that zone. He finds the middle of the zone. Woo! Let's get it. Back to the gritty, baby. Uno. Let's go. Love it. We needed that. Hopefully, our man TB is good. I'm about to check on Twitter right now. Did he miss the extra point? Oh, man. Come on, McPherson. All good, though. 9-point lead, but you got to make those. You can't. Makes the 50-yarders, but misses the extra point. I'm going to let him have that. He made 3 50-yarders.
And his good pass protection for Burrow in the pocket wasn't really hurried that much. Able to find his guy after a scan. There's Jamar Chase on the business end of that throw.
All right, let me check. Let's check Twitter.
So
Uno, let's go. That's one of the things. I had to bring the Uno jersey back this week.
The 3 points there, of course.
Last time I wore it was the Ravens game. I'm like, nah, I got to pull the Uno out. I got to pull the white Uno out.
I'm with you. I think Zach Taylor was locked in on touchdown. The Raiders, the last thing that they needed to happen there was
I don't know how he missed the PAT there. But at the end of the day, the biggest part about that drive is how much time it took off of the clock. Now, you know what's coming. The tight end play. It's been the tight end show all game here, unless they have some wrinkles where they're going to go to D-Jacks. I think you just take the chance on that. I think that you really just focus on the tight ends. Blanket Darren Waller, like tight ends. Whatever defense, zone scheme that he has for that, Lou has to call it now. They've been killed on the blitzes. That seems to open up those. So if you're going to throw a blitz, you might want to blitz with somebody like Eli Apple from the outside. Those inside ones, the tight ends, and those guys in the middle in the slot are killing us. So here we go again. 1st and 10. All right, they're going to find Josh Jacobs out in the flat. Pickup of about 3. let's see. All right, 2nd and 3 here. Shotgun look. All right, Eli Apple. I think needs to get some help over the top though. Eli, let's go! Bro, did he catch that? He caught it. Let's go. Hey, man. Give Eli his credit, bro. You got to give these guys credit. Trey Hendrickson down, though. Give Eli. They needed that interception. Eli Apple, man. Talk about Eli Apple now, bro. Eli. Shout out to Eli, bro. Eli, hold on, let me put the Apple emoji out. Number 28. 15-yard penalty. That's, man, run this in. Get your touchdown. Close these guys out, bro. Close them out.
He's down and he's giving himself up, and then the hit comes from Jacobs at that point. And look at the pick.
Woo, Eli. Woo, fumbles it, picks it back up. Like, let me get that. Drops back into his zone. It's right there. That's one of the things about Eli Apple, bro, is he was drafted in the first round for those physical abilities, right? Guys are drafted in the first round all of the time off of those. And he showed it on that one. Comes up with a big pick there. This is where you just run it to put this away, right? Joe Mixon, eat it up, boy. Eat it up. Let's go. Eat it up. This is the time that you run the ball, protect it, clean it up. Let me get them apples in the chat. Let's get it. Apples. Apples all day. Let's get it. Just go ahead and run this out, bro. Run this out. I need to check on, I kept saying Tyler Boyd. I didn't expect that to happen that quickly. So Bengals defense comes up, gets the turnover that they needed there. Let's put 30 on them. Let's go. Mixing. Eat, mix, eat. Let's go, bro. Mixing. Let's get it. Let's eat. Let's eat, baby. Let's eat. Talking about Jets games and Browns games. This is the playoff week right now. We care about what happens now and moving forward. None of that other stuff matters right now, bro. Tunnel vision. Came out in this game, played a hell of a game on the road. Now you just got to close them out. Hopefully Trey Hendrickson is all right. Hopefully Tyler Boyd is all right. But let's go. Go crazy. Get TDs. Let's go crazy. 2 touchdowns. Now we at 29. Let them talk about that. Eli Apple. Redemption. All right. It wasn't even no redemption needed, bro. What are you even talking about? Big apples. And give that man his flowers, man. People been killing that dude on Twitter, and it's not even really like he hasn't been as bad as he has been at other places that he's played, to be honest. Give him, you got to give guys credit. Like Drew Sample, I'm going to give him credit after this game. Eli Apple, I've never really just jumped on Eli Apple, like honestly. But I'm going to always give people the credit that they deserve, no matter what my take is on them or any of that. That's how I always am. You guys know that. Mixon just turned up, bro. Battling this whole season, this whole game. And now he just turns it up. Like, let me just go ahead and end this with 121. That was one of those explosive runs, bro, that we've been waiting for from him. Shout out to my man, Bill Borman. Appreciate that. The $15 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. He says, thanks, A. Great job as usual. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Throw the apples in the chat, though. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep this thing going. You guys know that we rock this whole thing all season. I'm gonna be here all Sundays. If we get bumped up, I'm gonna be there that day. But we here, man. This is Who They Nation. We don't panic. We just keep making plays. Don't panic. Get dubs. Do your thing. Close this game out. It's still 2-score game, but just do your thing. This is when you can. Okay, so the major thing is I'm seeing Trey Hendrickson back in, so he looks like he's okay. They just gave up a play there, so I think that may be Zay Jones. All right, now you just close them out. Close them out. That was a quick kind of game there, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, BJ Hill coming. This is when you just pin your ears back and just go. Now, don't forget when you had the Jets game, you were in a similar situation. Don't let that happen in this one. Just get them out this drive and go home with a victory.
Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they're at Dallas on Thanksgiving, so
yeah, I like seeing them apples in the chat. Let's get it. Flood with them apples. Let's go. Oh, it looks like it's a false start. They're saying that it's a false start on the kid from Alabama.
Penalties, 0. Is that going to end here?
If it's a false start on the Raiders' offensive line, that would surprise no one. Way too many of those.
Yes, Sirski. Oh, they're going to put it on. All right. BJ Hill is feeling like it was on the lineman there, the rookie.
Wasn't us this time.
All right, so that's a 5-yard penalty.
Cincinnati head coach Zach Taylor, and he mentioned in Chicago game a couple of times that the way they lost.
Looks like they're sending Mike Hilton on the blitz.
Learn from those types of games. Loved how the team responded after that game.
All right, Renfro's going to make the completion. Von Bell misses a tackle. Renfro falls down at about the 30. 33. 2:47. They still have 3 timeouts, though. So it's not completely over, right? But kind of over, but not completely. Depending on what they do with 2-point conversions and stuff like that. All right, it's a drop down to Josh Jacobs. Von Bell's there on the play.
Von Bell. Gain of 8 through the air.
So just got to hold on. Just got to hold on. Watch Darren Waller. You know that it's going to Darren Waller. All right, Jacobs drops it on 2nd and 2. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. Bengals defense so far played really well today.
This team's built for it. The way that they can run the football with Nixon, how they get stout around the defense.
Bengals kind of switched to like a run kind of style here today with Joe after that early turnover. Had some inefficient offense in the beginning of the game, but they've come out here, caught some fire late in the game. And here you're just getting the W. That's all it's about, right? Keeping these guys out of the end zone, doing what you can do to get this clock burnt. All right, so they're going to call another timeout. So they still have the 2-minute warning one from the Las Vegas Raiders standpoint.
There's a lot made about Cincinnati coming off the open weeks and their record being.
Is Hendrickson in there? Anyone? Yeah, he's in there. Yeah, I said that earlier. Hendrickson is in.
On the flip side,
A's biggest YouTuber. Appreciate it, K's World.
Trying to get this team back on the right.
I see the apples in the chat.
Good start.
Appleseed defense.
John Gruden, but
The apples is in the chat. Let's get it.
coming to the forefront once again.
Let's get it.
After the last 2 games.
We played a great half. We really did. Still some time left. But, yeah, they came out in the second half, made some adjustments. Let's get it.
Some of those things they did get better.
All right. 3rd and 2. Here, let's see what we do here. They look like they have Von Bell up the blitz. They drop him back into a prevent. All right. And my man Khalil Kareem is in.
Versace felt does have an effect on the team. Ingold, Carrier, Kwiatkowski, Nixon.
All right.
2 minutes to play. Cincinnati in control against.
All right, man.
With DirecTV streaming,
Never thought they would score 29 today. I feel like this would be a high-scoring game. But yeah, this Bengals offense, bro, they have their moments where they can just kind of turn up, right? Let me see what's going on with Tyler Boyd, though. I keep saying that. I have not checked it yet.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing
Dennis Rowland 2.0. Anthony just tweeted
legendary quarterback
Isaiah Prince's Dennis Rowland.
then you might need
In the interview room, they said Raider staffers are saying Boyd went into the locker room likely with cramps. Luckily, it's just okay. The Bengals just tweeted update. Tyler Boyd went into the locker room for an IV. His return is doubtful. That's a good thing because that's just cramps. So that's great news for the Bengals there. So not anything to really be concerned of. He just got cramps, so he went and got an IV. His return is doubtful because they probably think that the Bengals are going to hold on here to win. So we'll see. Probably having some leg cramps. So that means he's probably dehydrated. They are playing in Vegas, bro. So it's hot out there. But they are in the dome. So it's hot out there, but they are in the dome. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Is it hot in the dome? I don't know. Is it? I would assume that it's AC because they didn't spend a lot of money on that joint. Drink water, man. So, yeah, it looks like it's just cramps for TB. Yup, it's the desert. I done been to Vegas before. It'd be like 9 o'clock at night, and it'd be like 90 degrees. So, Vegas, no humidity. I'm just glad he doesn't have a major injury, so we good. He just has cramps. We good. Trey Henderson looks like he's good. And it looked like we're about to get another sack from Sam Hubbard. How many sacks on the season is that for Hubbard? Sam Hubbard is quietly putting together a pretty good season, bro. He's got 5, so I think that would be – if he gets this one, that's 6 sacks on the season for Sam Hubbard. Well, obviously he got it because GameCast says that he did. Oh, yeah, he got that. Yes, Sirski. Now the sacks are coming out. We didn't have sacks in the first half. Hubbard comes up there with a huge sack to force a 3rd and long. That's major. That's major. Yes, Sirski. All right, Bengals playing back in coverage. That's usually when you don't want to give up anything. Woo, Hendrickson! Woo-hoo! Hubbard, let's go! Let's go! Blow these boys out, bro. Let's go. Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Oh, he tried to go. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Somebody got the white Jordan 10s on, too. Let's go. Woo-hoo! Let's go, bro. Let's go. They trying to really take off now. Hendrickson. Let me get that. Sack fumble. Hubbard picks it up. Bruh, let's go. Let's ride. Let's ride, bro. Let's ride. They're not going to want to talk about this one. They're not going to want to talk about this one. Let's get it. Yes, Sirski. What they said about Trey Henderson at the beginning of the season? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hubbard was like, let me get that. Scoop, scoop. Scoop, scoop. Henderson is a monster, dog. They said he was an average pass rusher. What? Woo. Guys was like, oh, those were fake sacks. They didn't look fake to me. Do they still look fake now? I'm just asking, are they still fake now? Are they real yet? Is this really happening? That is why we got them. Pin your ears back. Great team win, bro. Like, everybody in this game, great team win. Like, this was a team win. It wasn't one particular person, for me at least. This is a team win. This is a team effort. The way that they came out in the second half, bro, they just completely look like a completely different team from an execution standpoint, from everything. This game got super close, and now you blink and within an eye, it's a 16-point lead. And I really wanted to keep that 13 on the clock. I didn't say that to y'all. I wanted that 13 to be on the scoreboard because the defense earned that. They earned that. Eli Apple, like, think about all of the guys that contributed today. You say you want one more CD? I might want one more too, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. But at this point, you got to be classy. You don't want to run up the score, especially with everything Oakland's been through. Or I keep saying Oakland. Las Vegas has been through this year. You just got to keep, you got to keep the class. Like, that starts a whole other story outside of the Bengals going on the road, getting a major win, especially given the circumstances. That's just going to make the whole headline tomorrow. Oh, the Bengals are running up the score on. Like, we don't even want to do that. The players don't deserve that. We just need to go ahead and make sure we're good. Yes, sir, Tom Brooks. Thanks for the game count. It helps my nerves. You are the best. Appreciate you. No, Tom, you are the best. Appreciate you for the super chat of $5, man. Appreciate y'all supporting. Please hit that subscribe button, man. We doing giveaways. Even if you're a Raiders fan, y'all did y'all best that y'all could do today. Hit that subscribe button. You could be entered to get, once we get to 15,000 subs, to get a free jersey. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I said that we were going to do a Q&As tonight. If they still going for 30. McPherson. And you can't be mad at that. I mean, you're in field goal range, kick the field goal. Nobody's going to go for it on fourth down. So you can't even, now you got your 30-piece. McPherson, kickers still matter, baby. They still matter. Money McPherson. Yes, let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Let's get it. Somebody said, how did we get 32? Evan McPherson just kicked the field goal. And now it's a beatdown. Shout out to Zach. Definitely shout out to Zach. He said, where's the hate? That's game. Now I can confidently say that that's game. Get the likes up. We got 459 in the building. Yeah, if we get to 400 likes, man, I'm gonna do Q&As tonight. But it's on y'all. Y'all want Q&As tonight? I gotta make it happen. I'll bring you guys on. You already know. I bring you guys on. You get to ask me anything. You get to talk about anything. If we want to get that content out tonight, you got to do it. We got 221. All we need is 500, bro. 500. If we get 500, maybe if it won't happen now, maybe I'll just keep monitoring it. But if we get 500, I'm going to do it. For sure. Whoa, my God. Shout out to you, Jacob Leroy. First play-by-play I've been here for. I think I got to come back next week. Appreciate that, bro. I would love to have you next week, Jacob. Great game and great cast. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the $50. Appreciate you, bro, for sure, man. This is why we do this. Trying to grow this channel, trying to grow the content, trying to give you guys things where you can kind of get this experience play-by-play. Appreciate that, bro. Looks like the Raiders here are going to try to run it with Kendrick Drake. And he's going to get close to a first down there. But at this point, the game is somewhat out of reach. They're just trying to get up off of the field now. So appreciate all you guys, man. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. We truly appreciate that. Even for those that didn't super chat, it's free to give likes. We appreciate that. That helps other people find this. So if you know people that may be traveling and stuff like that, can't watch the game, want something more in depth than having to keep up with it just on their phone, definitely tell them to subscribe here. Or if that's you, hit that subscribe button. We definitely gonna do that. Chris Arnson says, thank you, Ace. Appreciate you. Who Dey, the Plug LLC. Who Dey, bring on Pittsburgh. Craig, I'm right there with you, broski. Let's go. It's a dub. 32-13. They're gonna have to talk about that. They're going to have to talk about that. 1-0. Next week, we trying to go 2-0. Take it 1 week by a time. I'm telling you, bro. If the Bengals win the next game, the odds are going to be in their favor big time. I'm telling you. I told you this was the first part. Next week is the second. We're going to be back with you guys. Me and Zim are probably going to do a show tonight. I got to make a run real quick. We're going to see what happens. But that's a big W from your Cincinnati Bengals. I'm Ace Boogie of New Stripe City, representing your 6-4 Cincinnati Bengals. They move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. But you guys already know what time it is, especially my day ones. As usual, I'm going to end this with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.
I can go to war with a better group of men. End zone throw, touchdown, T. Higgins. Time for me to take over. Inside the 20 with a block. Mixon, and that's going to be a Bengals touchdown. Time to do it again.
Burrow on second down with time. Can't find anyone. And now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it. Wow. And takes it all the way for a Bengals touchdown. 70 yards.
We're going to keep fighting through adversity. It's not going to be perfect every time.
Field looking for Devontae Adams. It is picked off by Awuzie. His first interception as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals.
We're just going to keep getting better and better and better.
Who they? They gonna beat the Bengals.